ready if everyone else is.
We are going, so take it away.
Okay. Last session, the next day, the Virtues head out into the city to resupply and prepare for their journey out into the desert. Jauri says that he won't be returning for a few days, and while that is somewhat alarming considering their time frame, they decide to let it be for now and only press for him to return once they're ready to go. A trip to the bazaar and Abrashmina purchases a grappling hook from Makud as well as a fancy bit of hide armor from Tameen the Worm Hunter from Jakarta. From Qual, they acquire 3 potions of healing, 3 potions of greater healing, and a potion of fire giant strength. Makud commissions a jeweler to make him a new headpiece with his fire opal, and something nice for his friends, and with the emeralds that he retrieved from the sentinels. Declan acquires some new scrolls, pass without a trace, non-detection, and true seeing, while Abrashmina gets an immovable rod and a trident of fish command for some reason. They notice that the esoterica is back, and they enter inside, and the woman there introduces herself finally as Mama Yabu. She tries to make a deal with Abrashmina with some scrolls of chaotic nature that contain all possibilities, but the cleric's cautious nature tires the strange woman, and she begins dealing with Declan instead. He offers her the used manual of quickness, and in return, Mama Yabu offers up a strange dagger. He says he wants to know more about her true nature, and Mama Yabu gets very strange, so Abrashmina gets curious herself and uses Eyes of the Grave to see if the woman is undead, which causes a monstrous shift in Mama Yabu. Crawling across the tent threateningly and forcing Abrashmina to leave. She does so, giving up the veil that they had previously purchased from Mama Yabu. Declan continues to deal with her despite his friend's nervousness, trading away the manual of quickness for a dagger that turns out to be able to cut a hole in reality, allowing the wielder to teleport to and from the Nine Hells. Abrashmina, after some communion, is certain that Mama Yabu is a demon and cautions against taking the dagger, but its usefulness and seemingly benign nature is pressed upon her, so she agrees that we should keep it. Declan offers it into her care for safekeeping, so it is in her bag of holding. Afterwards, they go to visit the Six Eyes to speak with Sharat about Riga's deal. Sharat mentions that the possibility that the attack did not come from the elves, which is worrying, though he still thinks that it's possible that it is most likely them. He is concerned that they do not know all of the factions at play in Nishar, and the Virtues pass along that Riga wishes to ally with the Six Eyes, and Sharat promises to hear her out, but won't say much more beyond that. And they put down a bit of money to help with their efforts, and Makud offers to help them move. And by a bit of money, I mean Makud put down a fucking butt ton.
An official measurement of money?
Yes, it's an official measurement of money of about 20,000 gold pieces, which just happened to be what Makud had just like swinging from his waist pouch.
and like 63 gold.
Like 20,063 gold.
63 is
It was
important.
a fucking metric butt ton. But for Makud, it was lunch or something.
That's a lot. That's a lot of lizards on a stick.
Mm. I could become the lizard on a stick king.
Yeah,
Just like have a friend who is with like it's just Makud and then lizards on his horns or something.
and the sticks and like every building is just built out of tiny, tiny sticks.
Right. So we left essentially with Makud asking Sharat where he wants his boxes.
All right.
Makud is helping them move.
Yeah.
And what have you.
So, Makud, you help them like load up some carts and that sort of thing for pretty much the rest of the evening. It takes a while to clear out the butcher shop. They just have like a ton of secret hidey holes full of money and weapons and that sort of thing. But eventually it gets done. How would everyone else like to spend that evening?
I was planning on going to the Temple of Istus, but that can happen whenever. Doesn't have to be right this second.
don't have to wait for Makood if you don't want to.
Yeah, we'll see what everyone else is doing, and then we can plan which way around to do it is best. Bryn, Mina?
Bryn would probably just spend the evening back at the Mirage, doing Bryn things, playing, serving drinks.
All right.
And I assume that Eli is helping them with moving.
Yeah, he is currently.
Abrashmina will stay and help then.
All right. So there comes a point in the evening where Eli will like kind of glance over at you, Mina, give you a smile, and like kind of nod his head towards a back room.
Afternoon delight.
Well, more evening. But yeah, Abrashmina will kind of nod and head that way.
And he'll like kind of let you go in first, and then close the door behind. And the room was the room that you've seen a few people be tortured in, and killed in. But there you go. And he says, "Are you all right?"
I am. Why would I not be all right?
I don't know. You just seem a little off.
Well, wasn't quite aware that it was that obvious, but you said some things this morning that I was not expecting.
He kind of blinks and says, "Things?
I am thinking in particular 3 words that I have not had anyone say to me.
His eyes go a little wide, and he goes, "Oh, I. It just sort of came out. And he's like blushing this sort of weird rose gold.
Do you mean it?
I wouldn't have said it if I didn't, but I understand if I know things like this are hard for you. So if it's too early, or you don't have to say it.
That is. Thank you. I know that I don't have to say it.
Sorry.
But it was just not how I imagined that you would say it, I suppose. Not that I imagined
It's just
that you would.
It feels so obvious to me. You know, I didn't even think about it. It just said it because it's true, and it's been true for a while. So I wasn't thinking.
Nice. It's all right. It's a good thing, yes.
He nods, kind of gives you like a weak smile.
I love you too, I think.
Just like
That's probably not the way that you would have liked me to say it, but I am not good at these things, and
just
but
like,
I know that
oh yeah, finish.
the feelings are there, I think.
He'll just like step forward, pull you into like a big hug and a kiss, and say, "It's perfect." And then he'll like pull away. He's still like blushing a bit, and he says, "Well, I suppose we should help, otherwise Siggy will." And he like scratches the back of his head.
Right. I don't want her to sick the dogs on you again.
Again.
So yes, let's go, and maybe we can talk some more whenever we go back to the Mirage.
I'd like that.
I think we'll be leaving soon, again.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay and help the Six Eyes?
Kind of like glances towards the door and back at you. I don't.
I'll understand if you have to stay.
I feel like I'm being pulled in two directions, and I do not know which is the right one.
Aurashmina will kind of chuckle and say that is a feeling that I am well acquainted with. I do not wish to put any pressure on you.
How long would we be away?
There's no, we need to find the Spurned and deal with him. If we have the means to find him quickly, then maybe a day, 2, 3. Just depends on if we can find him and find him quickly
Well,
and get to him quickly.
they probably wouldn't miss me for too long if it's just a few days.
And
They
is
have
it
to get
this
everything set
decision
up.
that you can make? Yeah, sorry.
And he just says they have to get everything set up downstairs.
You're welcome to come. I know that the others would appreciate your abilities. I would like having you nearby. Makud is angry with you, I think. I am not entirely sure why.
His
But
eyes go a
perhaps you
little
could
wide.
perhaps you could talk to him. I think his feelings got hurt at some point, but I am not sure when.
He goes. He looks a little pale at the concept of confronting an angry Makud, and he says, "No, yeah, definitely.
If I were
I'll
to
have a
guess,
chat
it
to
might
him."
have it might have something to do with the fact that you and he stopped hanging out quite so much once you and I became a thing. And he might have taken it personally.
Oh, I definitely didn't mean to.
I
I'll
know, I
speak to
know.
him. I'll speak to him. He like kind of. You see him like as you guys sort of like begin to step out. He like kind of glances at Makud and back at you like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to speak to him."
Who'd rippling while he's
Yeah,
like carrying a huge feasting table or something.
Yeah. Like he sees 4 people carrying a table and then Makud carrying a bigger one on his own.
Yes.
Fuck.
Um, I thought of something that I would like to purchase, but if it's something that I can acquire from this exercise, I would like to benefit them by paying them for it. Who among the 6 eyes would I speak to about getting a bejeweled cup that is worth about 1,000 gold pieces?
So there's one person in particular. You haven't had dealings with them at all as of yet, but you know of them vaguely by reputation. You see they are not helping currently, but they're like very very skinny human, clearly a Shari, but like generally whenever they go outside they have like a cowl that they put over their face, and they are sort of in this like heavy cloak, and very long kind of dark hair. They're very androgynous. It's sort of hard to tell exactly what they look like. They're always kind of in shadow, but you know that Jeeve the Fence is pretty much the best person to speak to about acquiring items like that.
Then I will go speak to him. Them. I'll go speak to them.
Yeah, and they kind of watch you approach, like give you an appraising look, kind of like stand up straight where they were leaning. Can I help you?
Yes, I wanted to perhaps see if I could save you the move of a few items. I am in search of a like ceremonial bowl or cup that is jeweled and worth about 1,000 gold pieces.
I might have something. And they sort of turn and begin walking up the stairs, and then kind of look back at you and give you like a nod to follow.
Abroshmino will follow.
And he kind of leads you, or they kind of lead you up into a room, like at the top of the stairs, and like there's a bed in here, but it's like being just covered in boxes and stuff. There's like chests and boxes everywhere, and they sort of like kneel down and open a box, no keys, like lockpicks. Pop it open and pull out this kind of wide bowl, like encrusted with rubies and diamonds, like perfect for being a fruit bowl type thing. This the sort of thing you're looking for?
Yes, and I needed to be the focus of a powerful spell. This was originally worth 1,000 gold at least.
At least.
Is this the only one item of this particular type that you have?
I have another one. They're a set. There's two. You interested in both?
I could, yes. How much would you like for them both?
Well, seeing as you need them to be worth 1,000, what say 2,000?
Yes, worth 2,000, not necessarily purchase for 2,000, but I see you mean. There is no discount for being a friend of the Six Eyes.
That is a discount.
Fair enough. 2,000 gold pieces it is.
And they'll like get out another one and kind of hand you the two bowls. If you have ever need of anything else, please let me know.
That is all I require at this moment.
Well,
Unless you have anything of an interesting magical nature.
I don't deal in magic. Not enough money. They kind of give you a wink.
All right then. Thank you for your time, and I will take the bowls and cup or whatever and leave.
So Eli kind of moves a box and kind of glances up at Makud just as you put down a box, and he goes, and he'll like walk over and say, "Hey, Makud, how are you?"
Makud kind of like gives him kind of like a sideways glance and just kind of like snorts, just like not at him but
Yeah.
near him.
He kind of flinches a little.
And making good work.
I see that you're. Those things are very heavy.
Well, and he leans against something that probably someone else couldn't move, that he just put down, and well, it is something to do. It is not as good as carousing with the dwarves, but it's better than sitting about in that bar.
Why? It's a lovely bar.
How is it now?
Of course it is. What do you mean?
I mean, I think you at least used to like the way it was. It's food,
The food is great.
it's drink.
The drinks are great. What do you mean?
Makud kind of like leans down a little bit, like you may not remember, but Makud remembers. You didn't. You were offered the generosity of our house, and you denied it, and you stormed off. And then the next time we asked you to come You also didn't come.
When? Oh, oh, I see. Okay, and he like rubs his temples and like up at the base of his horns, and he kind of puts a hand on your shoulder or on your massive bicep, and he says, "Makud, your bar is the finest in all of Ashar. When I didn't come to visit and when I stormed away, that was nothing to do with either the quality of the bar or the quality of your company. It was, well," and he sort of like looks around as though trying to find someone to help him, and he says, "Well, Abrishmina and I, we had some difficulties, I suppose, communicating when we began seeing each other, and she accidentally made me very upset, and I just did not wish to see her. It was, I wished I could have come, but she made me upset. She didn't mean to. It was more my fault, but I love the Mirage. It's a wonderful place, and I miss getting drunk there with you."
Makud is like processes that for a moment, and his eyes are like narrowing. Well, I will have to see it to believe it. I've
Well,
not seen you be drinking with me at that bar in a long time now.
we have both been very busy, but I tell you this, Makud. When we finish here, no matter what time, I will come back to the Mirage with you and drink any drink. This
He
is a
kind of
good
like
deal.
just like long, thoughtful. Like just to like make him regret his words a little bit. Have you heard of Savmagridge?
Savmagrich?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have not. Is it from Ducarta or something?
It is from deep within the earth. It is what dwarves drink.
Oh, well, it sounds lovely.
You see, I have been drinking with other people as well. And he kind of like puts his snout up.
Well, those
The
are
whole
lucky
dwarven
people.
kingdom wanted to thank me. And we had party after banquet, after feast. We killed the whole city of these mind squid creature things for them. It was like no big deal.
Makud, I am sorry I have not been as close with you recently as I should have. That is my fault, and I want to make it up to you. So, whatever it takes, I'm game. If you want to throw a party, I know lots of great people to come. Very rich people spend lots of money. If you want to, I don't know, beat me up, I suppose we can work something out. He kind of shrugs and says, "I just want to be friends again."
Makut like looks down at him. I do not want to beat you up.
But you do
Maybe
want
fight.
to drink me under the table?
I mean, I'd like to drink. If you end up under the table, that is on you.
I like pat your arm. That is
I
what I've
learned
missed.
a lot of things while I was underground. There is this, and he like puts a heavy hand on like his shoulder and goes, "Yosavale," and that will be that's Finnish for drink deep in a very crudely Google Translate way,
Nice.
and it will be the dwarf like one of the dwarf words, I guess.
Yo so vale.
Put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Don't
And
know
he'll-
that. Your, that's how I thought that might be
Yeah,
pronounced.
that looks about right.
I will see you for Savmagridge.
I would
Bryn
like
will
that.
too, no doubt. She really enjoys this stuff.
Well, I look forward to it. He gives you a pat on the back.
Do you know we even got? And he like leans in a little, like conspiratorially, slightly excited. Do you know we even managed to get Declan to? You did drink it. You did drink it once,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah,
out.
it
Yes,
got
I
really
just had to
silly.
remember. Yeah, we
Yeah.
even got Declan to drink it.
You got Declan to drink?
We did. There was a lot of dwarves. He couldn't have offended them all.
I must meet these dwarfs someday.
Well, that's where our friends are right now. So
Yeah,
maybe when we go see them, you can come.
I would like that. And he'll hold out a hand for you to shake. And say, friends?
He'll like get, not like crush his hand, but like strong handshake. For now, and he like narrows his eyes again, but there's like a joviality to
Yeah.
it. So
He'll kind of chuckle a bit and say, hey, I've seen you in the Vakar. I don't want any trouble.
should have seen me against the weird mind flayer god thing they were making, and then like the death golem creatures they had,
Gods.
and the giant worm. That was a good one.
Well, we might be fighting more giant worms. And, well, I'm hoping to come with you. So I will get to see your glorious strength firsthand, I suppose.
Makuda will like, because it's thrown hammer. Can he like reverse throw it and call it to him?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure.
You haven't seen my new hammer yet, and he like sticks out an arm, like, and
Eli
and it
will.
just like there's that little kind of it skips in the dust kind of thing for a moment, and then just like. Whoom.
Eli will shit himself for a moment.
The dwarves gave it to me.
That is.
I gave them that hammer that we got from the big fire guy.
That is an amazing hammer.
It is pretty good. They said it was sacred to a god of theirs or something, and they wanted it to see the light and kill a lot of people. And I said that I could do both. There is like a smith dwarf, like a master smith, who is like this, and he like puts his hand up to probably roughly where Eli is tall anyway.
He'd be taller than Eli.
Taller than Eli.
I mean,
and
not
he
including
was,
horns, but yeah.
Sure. And it was like this wide, and he made so many beautiful things. And now he makes it with the magma hammer.
Wow, that is. I have missed some amazing adventures, but hopefully I will be there for the next.
The code kind of like looks around kind of the city, I guess, at night, the streets, and goes, you know, this place is pretty boring sometimes compared to what we get up to.
It is. That's why I like, being a thief for the most part. Get to have a bit of excitement.
A lot of excitement.
Yeah. I summoned the water elemental in Ashel's bath a few weeks ago.
You summoned a water elemental.
Yeah.
I think I swam with one, kind of. I think it was a little bit more than just, the element of water. He had like a personality and a body and liked to swim. and he was like with a human person.
Did he have a fishy tail?
Did he have a fishy tail, or was it just kind of just water jet kind of?
Yeah, I think he had a fishy tail.
Okay. Yes, I think it did.
Ah.
He-
Maybe he was a merfolk.
Maybe. Was it married? Wasn't he like out of character? Wasn't he more like a dryad but for water? Was he
Oh,
like
that's right.
fey,
Yeah.
kind of?
Yeah, you're right.
I think kind of. But he was like magical and stuff.
He will shrug and say, "Well, I better stick close to you. You have much more exciting times than I do."
But that's a neat trick, though. If we manage to catch this Spurned in a bath, I know who to call.
He'll just chuckle and pat your arm and say, "Oh, Makud, you're very funny. But you're also very strong, and that is what we need right now. Help me with this," and he'll like go to one side of a table.
And then the table is just going to lift,
Yeah,
like, for him.
He said, or
Have you got it down there?
Sure.
Right this
And
way.
he'll just like sigh and go pick up some like chair, like one chair.
Sure.
Makud's
just
like the kid
swings
at primary
table
school who
around.
carries 2 chairs to show how strong they are.
Makud like walks slightly more carefully because he thinks he lies like at the other end of this table that he's just like got pointed up in the air to an extent. Oh.
Oh, I love Makud. Declan. It's kind of getting towards, like, the sun's kind of dipping down. It's kind of getting towards twilight. You get to the Temple of Istus, and when you enter, you see a few people that you've kind of recognized from your other times there, but you don't see any sign of Tira or Murin.
Is Sister Kaliba around?
You don't see her.
If there's any familiar face, I'll just pardon me.
You see a young woman, like, sort of very pretty, with like her hair kind of tied back in a modest fashion, and she's wearing this kind of light blue robe, and she turns and smiles at you, and she says, hello, what may I do for you?"
Completely unmoved by her attractiveness. I'm looking for Sister Kaliba and 2 children that I left in her care.
Oh, and her face will kind of fall a bit. "Sister Kaliba is unfortunately no longer with us."
Oh. And she taken ill?
Shakes her head and says, "She was she kind of like blinks away a couple like tears, and she says, "She was killed. I think it was a robbery, and well, I do not think it went well."
When did this occur?
Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Was the guard informed?
They were, but they have been so far unable to track down the culprit.
What of the children? Their names were Tira and Morin.
I know them. I have been taking care of them. They are good children, but they miss Kaliba terribly.
Of course. She was a very wise woman. I'm sorry for her loss.
She was.
May I see the children?
Of course. Of course. And she kind of like, sort of gets herself under control a bit and like takes you off. And she leads you into this sort of little kind of apartment off the main temple. There's like a small kitchenette and like a kind of living room, and then 2 small bedrooms. And she kind of walks into the living room. She says, "Tira, Murin," and you see them come out, and they're in like sort of bedclothes. And Tira kind of sees you and runs over and gives you a hug.
How are you, my dear? I've missed you a great deal.
I am very well, thank you, Mr. Declan.
That's good to hear. I'm sorry I've been away so long. And I am sorry that Sister Caliber has gone on to the lands of night.
She
You
kind of
must miss it dearly.
She kind of sighs and nods, and you see her lip trembling a bit, and she says,
She was very nice, but
she's in good place now.
She is. You know, I've come to know a few people over this last few months. People who are close to the gods, like Sister Caliber was. From what I understand, they are assured a peaceful resting in the hereafter.
that is very good. I'm still sad about her, but I think it is good that she is in a happy place. Yes.
Declan will sort of just nod and let the moment pass and sort of like clap her on the shoulders. You've grown a great deal since the last time I saw you. Soon enough, you'll be taller than me.
I'm very big.
And she'll like kind of jump.
I came because I wanted to introduce you to a new friend of mine. And I'm gonna reach into my pouch and pull out Biscuit.
Yep.
And just sort of let him, squirrel around on my arm a little bit. And this is my very best friend, and his name is Biscuit. I'm gonna take a little live beetle out of a pouch that I have, and feed him one. Now, Biscuit is very special. He's not just an ordinary weasel. In fact, he can be any kind of animal that I wish him to be, of a certain size. He is a spirit from another realm, in the form of an animal. And he is here to help me and to serve me and to be my friend. I wondered if you and your brother might like pets of your own.
Like magic weasel?
It could be a magic weasel, or a magic cat, or a frog, or a puppy, or any number of things.
I like a weasel.
You'd like a weasel, all right? I'll reach in, I'll pull out a little token.
Yeah.
I want you to hold this between your fingers. And have you learned your letters yet?
Some of them.
Well, there will be a very simple, command word that
Yeah.
hopefully she can read. Picture the animal, say the word.
And she kind of thinks for a moment, and her like brows furrowed and her tongue's kind of sticking out as she thinks, and then she says whatever the word is. And after a moment of silence, the stone just like crumbles from her hand, and she blinks rapidly, and then you hear this sort of like fizzing noise behind you, and you turn around to see like a little kind of puff of smoke almost, and from it slinks a bright pink weasel.
Very pink. That is the cutest thing I think I've ever seen. What is it her name or his name?
His name?
What is his name?
Biscuit, no. Declan, no. Murin, Cracker?
Mr. Cracker.
Mr. Cracker?
I like that very much.
And she'll like grab him up and just squeeze it way too tight.
Now, Mr. Cracker can do many wonderful things. You can talk to him with your mind. And though he can't talk to you with words, he can share his vision with you. He can go very far away from you and show you what is happening in other places. And if you wish it, he can disappear and then reappear. So if you ever need to keep him secret.
Yeah.
Now, I made one for your brother as well. Is he asleep now?
You see Murren's kind of just standing watching the exchange. He's a bit awkward, but he looks much healthier. He's like put on some weight. He's kind of, you know, growing into a sort of reputable looking young man. Though he still looks very tired. You know, the effects of his addiction are still weighing heavily on him, but he's slowly beating them.
Well, Tira, would you play with Mr. Cracker over there for a moment while I speak with your brother?
You see, she's like holding it up in front of her face, and it's like long bodies, like slinkying down, and then it just like poofs, and then you hear another poof in her bedroom, and she like squeals and giggles and runs after it.
How are you, Murren? You look well.
I am doing much better. Thank you.
Of course. I thought a familiar might serve you well as you continue to learn and study. They can be quite helpful and adorable, as you can tell.
That is, and kind of looks down at his feet. Very kind of you, sir.
Tell me, I have heard of the fate of Sister Caliber. Do you know anything of her demise?
Only what the other sisters have told me. She was walking home, and I think, just shakes his head and he says, I think someone jumped her, stabbed her in the stomach, and then took her coin purse and ran away.
So maybe I'm not smart enough. Like, obviously my brain is jumping to, this is all Declan's fault for putting these kids in her care, and she was a target because of him. But is there anything in his, like, instinctually for him that's saying that might be what's happening, or does it sound to him like it's just kind of,
from the details, you think it's like just another horrible city crime kind of thing.
okay.
But obviously the details are a bit scant, so hard to tell. But
right.
It
okay.
appears to be a robbery at this point.
Yeah. Well, for the kindness she showed you and your sister, and the help she bestowed upon me, I will try to bring her killer to justice if I can. But what's more, I shall be away again, hopefully for not long. But the day will come shortly when it will be time for me to return temporarily to my home in Lament, a city called Dethoin. It had been my hope to take you and your sister with me, there to be tutored by the man who tutored and trained me, a kind man by the name of Lord Tailway. Although I will not bring you against your will, I know Ashar is your home. It would be a broadening experience for you both. A chance for you to see the world, meet different sorts of people, learn, and be well and truly safe until you are ready to make your own way in the world. I know that your sister is a bit young to consider such things, and I am not, in truth, your guardian. You are hers, and so I believe the decision is yours. Know that I will return, and that my care for you both will not end. You shall have my support for as long as you need it.
He takes a deep breath and nods and says, Ashar has brought us nothing but pain. We would be grateful.
I'm glad to hear. You will have a chance as well to meet my sister, Ethan. She too is on a new path of study. And I think you will like each other very much. Well, good then.
He just kind of
Don't know when I'll return, but should be in short order.
chuckles and nods. And he says, "Thank you, Declan, for everything you have done for us. We can never repay you."
You have both proven to be a worthy investment so far.
He'll just nod and kind of wait for you to end it.
Declan will touch him lightly on the side of the arm and turn and walk away. We don't need to roleplay the whole thing, but I think Declan would spend a few minutes like speaking to the sisters to see if there was any further information that he could gather about Sister Caliba's.
Yeah.
We could do like a generalized
Yeah,
investigation roll.
I was gonna say, make me a quick investigation check.
Not the best roll. It's a 19.
19. Okay. You learn where it happened. An alleyway not far from the temple.
You disappeared, Rob. Sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, sorry about that. You learn where it happened. A temple, or a street not far from the temple.
Dude, what?
You learn where it happened, not far from the temple.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Am I roboting really hard?
Yeah, we were for me a little bit, but it might have just been on my end.
He was dropping out a little bit for me, but I could understand
Okay.
what was going on.
I think between my crappy hearing and a little bit of dropout. Okay. So I think Declan would probably. We can hand wave some of this. Declan might go. Hanan also say one more time and let him know, hey, looking out for this person's very special to me and she's been killed. If you hear anything, I'll be back in a week or two. Please let me know. And then
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
And then we can fast forward.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Okay. Can you all hear me now? I switched over internet. I hope that's better. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, it gets real bad at night. I noticed that last night. I was like, the YouTube video I was watching just suddenly started buffering. It's very annoying.
Well, it's like me on Saturday. I can't, like, where I start roboting randomly.
Yeah. Anywho, the work at the Mirage is kind of finished up, and you all, or whoever's there, begin to head back to the Mirage, Eli accompanying Mina and Makood. And you arrive to find the place just beginning to close, though Bryn is somewhere.
Yes.
Is she in the bar? Is she in a room?
She'd probably be, if it's just starting to close up, she'd probably maybe finishing up her last, little performance and maybe starting to kind of help clean up or whatever.
For sure. You see like Tolox is kind of scuttling around, cleaning up empty glasses and stuff, and Smear is fallen asleep in a corner, and Shugor is just kind of making sure the last few people like leave on time. But yeah, you all arrive, and Eli says, "Well, Makood, a promise is a promise."
I turn to Bryn and Eli wants to drink this Avmagridge. He says, like, proudly.
Okay. Sure. And
You going
Breno
to join
kinda
the school on?
yeah, sure. And Breno kind of give Abershmina a look like, what is going on here? Yeah.
Mina just just kind of smiles.
All right. I'll get some. You want some, Mina?
I will take a round, yes. I did not so badly.
Is a
The
super
first
bad
time?
idea.
Makood, as they're like getting the drinks together or something, around the table. Somewhat echoing, Bryn will go, the first Savmagritch of the day is the most important Savmagritch of the day.
Okay.
Oh boy. Madara,
So-
you want in on this?
I don't know if that's a great idea, but
I mean, it's really good for your health. You
oh,
heard the truth.
sure. She'll like sigh.
Put up an extra glass.
Yeah. Declan can get back now if he wishes.
Sure.
Or later. Up to you.
Declan, return.
Drink.
Declan, buddy, you went in on
Declan.
this? You went in on
You
this?
see
Come on.
everyone holding shots of Savmagritch.
I do have quite a lot to do. You know, I've got many infusions to make and various arcane formula that I need to. Yes, I do. I do want one. Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. I knew I liked you.
Squad.
This is yes.
Squad. All right. DC
I didn't realize that
20.
drinking made you so popular. I would have taken it up years ago.
DC 20 con saves everyone.
Oh, am I making con saves, right?
Yeah.
I love that noise.
I got a 12.
Unconscious.
Oh!
Just Declan just wipes out.
Yeah. So Declan like hits it, goes, that wasn't certain.
No, I really did. That was lovely, but I really have a lot to do today, so I think it's just gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna. He just kind of puts his head down.
Yeah. Roll me a d4, Dylan.
Three.
You wake up 3 hours later and you have 2 points of exhaustion.
Oh god.
I got a 23.
You are still alive.
Come on, let's do another one. Come on.
You beat. I got 21. I was
You're
all proud
still
and you
alive.
beat me. But
Abrashmina got a 23.
You're still alive.
16 plus 7.
Oh,
I
Madar.
don't like. Madara's still alive.
Madar is.
Madar is immune to poison?
Yeah. So, Savmagritch is above and beyond. But yeah, Madar takes it. She kind of sways a little, like puts her hand on Bryn's shoulder and like grabs kind of Makood's arm. But she stays awake. Eli does the shot, like shivers and goes, that was, yeah. And then he just collapses.
Oh, I knew he couldn't take it. He was never very good at drinking.
He wakes up an hour later.
Should we get him like upstairs to your room, Mina?
Yes, I think that would be that would be best. That would be best. No, that's me trying to do her drunk. that would that yes.
Boo.
Yes. Best.
So, you kind of lug Eli up the stairs. I assume
I was
it's
going to
Makood.
say Makood could just
Yeah.
pick up Declan and Eli in each arm.
Just sling them into their rooms.
They wake up next to each other like, oh!
It gets it mixed up though, and Declan ends up in Mina's and
That's like an episode of Three's Company.
no, and Mina was there. I'm sure she'd correct him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold
He's
on.
about to.
Hold on. I'm drunk.
Okay.
I'm drunk now. It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
How do I? Yeah, I'll correct him.
Mina's too much of a group mum not to notice.
Yeah.
You notice, like, I imagine almost maybe your doors are opposite each other, and Makood opens both of them and looks like he's gonna throw them like the wrong way at the wrong time.
No, I'm on that side. That's my side.
So he like turns around. Which one do you want in there?
Eli, please.
And he's like holding them both by the scruff, and they're just kind of unconscious. Okay. And
Although
like-
she's a little curious what Declan looks like naked, I'm sure.
That's what the wisdom check was for.
He has like a smaller chastity mask or something.
Oh god. It happened.
Makud will step in and then just like a little toss of Eli up and over the room and probably and I imagine we've got reasonably sized beds
Yeah.
that can.
He like lands in the bed, kind of rolls over. You see his horns get all like tangled in the bed sheets, and he's just like his head's like pulled back at a really awkward angle.
I'll fix some. Thank you, Makud.
Oh, no problem, Mina. And like there is like drunk hug or something while still carrying
Duel.
Declan.
Yeah. She'll give you like a little pat on like the side of your little cow face.
And then I will throw Declan into his room on the bed, ideally.
Wow.
Again, just like a little toss. It's like a little punt.
I just imagine like
Perfect
Bryn wakes up and Declan's on her floor with like a Declan shaped hole in the wall.
And then he is going to like toddle back downstairs and be like, more. As Bryn was like, another.
You want more? You want more?
Yes.
Okay. Madar, do you want another?
I think that is not such a good idea.
Fuck it. One more. I'm an
Drank
idiot.
yourself right out of the game.
I was like fiddling with my dice and I accidentally pressed F8, which is because my dice is like on the other side of my keyboard, which reloads the page. So I just pressed the reload button like an idiot. Yeah, she'll say, fuck it, one more.
Yes. Oh boy. That is a 12.
You're
I
unconscious.
feel like with all the drinking she's already done, this should be compounded.
Yeah, this is disadvantage, I'm gonna say.
Well,
I rolled 14 twice, plus 9.
Oh. So Makud, is Mina doing another one?
Mina went to bed. I
Oh,
thought.
did she?
Yeah. She's untangling Eli from the sheets.
She said, I will fix him.
Yeah.
Come on.
So Makud, you see Madar and Bryn just collapse, maybe landing on top of each other.
It's like in a neat pile.
Yeah.
He kind of like looks at Shigor, who's probably like just watching them or something from the doorway or something now that everyone's gone. And
Yeah.
he's just like, they are the best.
I'll lock up, don't worry.
You know, on your night off, you should have some. Do you get night off?
He
You
shrugs.
should have night off.
I haven't yet, but
Makud is gonna like pour him one and go, "This is for you," and he like pats the table, and he's just gonna pick Madar and Bryn up and take them to bed.
His bed or somewhere.
yeah.
Her bed was ideally.
Sorry.
And then Makud, you come back down the stairs and you see a smashed shot glass and Shigor laid out on his back in the middle of the bar.
The worst drink ever. Who has fun with this?
Oh my god, I want one so bad.
Only those who seek oblivion drink Savagrin.
Yeah. Or dwarves.
Makud is like, "Oh, I'm so proud."
We need to get Elba over here so that he can have some.
Where does Shigor sleep? Does he like have a house
He has,
somewhere
yeah,
else?
he lives in a house on his own.
Makud will have no idea where that is. So Makud will like make him as comfy as he can in like a booth or something. Don't worry, I will guard though. As he like slaps it, kind of just like taps his cheek or something. And then Makud is going to like go to the door and then just slump down like in front of it so no one could get in.
The
or
unbreakable
out.
lock.
And then just like sleep there.
just so happens the next person to enter your bar is the unstoppable force, so we'll have to find out what happens.
A rude awakening.
Yeah. Eli will wake an hour later and look like absolute death. And we'll just turn to you, Mina, and say, "You think Makud likes me now?"
Then go back to sleep.
Okay. And he'll go back to sleep. So, morning comes in the Heaven's Gate compound.
Can we say Declan woke up after 3 hours and did drunk infusing until dawn?
Sure.
I'm gonna roll some checks at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Can you infuse like Bloody Marys or like a pick me up or something?
So,
I actually rolled really well with disadvantage, so I made 2 non-detections.
I imagine he just like turned around and knocked over a beaker into another beaker, and it just so happened to be the perfect amount to make a perfect.
Yeah, like a Nutty Professor flubber moment.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or he's just
oh.
like get into like a drunk flow state with something you're really good at. Like he's just the best.
Like
Yeah.
the moment
What I'm
he
hearing is you should
spits
drink
up.
more Self-Grinch.
That's like me with my job. I always do a better accounting when I've had a couple.
Oh, my job definitely is the same way.
Yeah. Oh God.
Anyways.
Yeah. You've everyone wakes in a fucking state the next morning. Eli, his like eyes are all bloodshot. His face is puffy. He just looks rough, not his usual handsome manicured self. Madar just like does not stir. Like she hears you getting up, Bryn, and she just like waves a hand for you to just leave. Like face in the pillows. But you all eventually make your way downstairs. Find Shugor like sitting up, rubbing his eyes and groaning. Like, oh. And there's like, I don't know, some of Declan's spare manifesto posters that Makud put over him as a blanket.
Declan's gonna come up and say, "I would very much appreciate a ration of bacon, and some beans, and an egg."
You sent the chef to dwarf.
God damn it! Oh God! All right.
I could probably cook.
Can you? Oh, that would be wonderful, Bryn. You know, I've.
Speaking.
What, please? What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that I would appreciate that. That's it.
I was going to say, speaking of us sending people away, Jori said that he would be back in a few days. Unless you guys would like me to insist that he return sooner. I think perhaps he did not realize that we had a time crunch and things. Or I can, I was going to do things, but if we need Jari to get back so we can get our families back, then...
How long will it take for him to return?
Well, he has the spool, so he'd be able to return immediately. It was just he wanted to spend more time in the desert with the wyverns.
Well, we had thought to leave our family with the dwarves for the time being, and I still think that's a wise idea. I do believe that we need to leave as quickly as possible, but then again...
Do we need the spool to leave, do you think? Or do you think that will be alright with just my... Wait. Word of recall. How many people can I teleport with word of recall? We might need the spool if we are bringing friends. You and up to 5. So we could have a total of... Aha! Just enough people.
You talking about getting people back from the Dwarven City?
No, if we're gonna go fight the Spurned.
Right.
Getting back.
Afterward.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be the 4 of us, Madar and Eli?
Yes. No, we don't have to wait for the spool, but if we want to wait for the spool, then we need to wait for Jari or get Jari to come back.
Well, while I believe that time is of the essence, I do think that time to prepare, at least so far as my doings go, would be advantageous. I could prepare more infusions. I could prepare a few potions and poisons if we have a few days. Difficult to do in the desert.
Don't know about a few days, but what do the others feel? I can see if it would be safe trying to do a little bit of divination, but that might not be something that can be answered.
Yes, well, perhaps a day then. I could prepare. It is my hope that I could make a few of these non-detection tokens for us, so that when we approach, we will be protected from scrying and other forms of divination, so that perhaps our approach will be masked. Masked or masked?
Masked would be right there.
Masked. Okay.
Hmm.
Like grass and grass.
Yeah, well, that's a north-south thing, but it's more like there's some of them that just are always are and always are. It's completely arbitrary.
Okay.
Don't trouble yourself.
Extremely important.
You're wrong.
You're all wrong.
A day then? Or what do you feel, Bryn? Sorry.
I think maybe we could spare a day.
And the goal is to walk there, yes?
Well, that is something that I was going to perhaps see about. I need to see if I can scry on or locate him. It is entirely possible that Nahasira knows exactly where he is, being a dragon and a great hunter and very territorial. If she knows exactly where he is, then perhaps Deontay could teleport us directly to him. But it is something that I would have to make arrangements for.
And you would
And
need time for that.
I could try and speak to them today, yes.
Failing that is an alternative.
As you're
Hello?
discussing this, sorry, you see Eli like reach under the bar, pull out a cheap bottle of whiskey and like pull out the cork with his teeth, have a swig and just hold it out for Bryn.
Run over, grab it, and drink. Hold out for the next person to see if anyone wants it.
He'll take it back. And then give it to McCood.
Sure. Makood is about. Like, he wakes up and he's fine. It was just, I don't know if there was a queue, if Smear has been trying to get in and couldn't, but he'll get up from the door. Probably as people are coming down and sharing the breakfast whiskey.
If Declan has a cup of, like a mug of coffee, he'll slide it over. Just a splash, please.
I think Eli still has it, so he'll put a bit in. Like slops over the side.
Kind of look over at Bryn and McCood and say, I think you both are a terrible influence. Drink his spiked coffee.
You're welcome.
I heard you down there. You said that you were doing so many good things in that basement of yours.
Really try.
Oh god.
Oh man, Declan's one of those guys who gets drunk and starts talking to himself. He's
Yeah,
probably
that's right.
reciting his manifesto. He's like, and furthermore, the owning of slaves is deplorable and damaging and tarnishing to the
That's
soul.
not where I thought that was going. I thought it was like, I'm doing so many wonderful things in my basement.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, oh god.
Eureka! Like,
Look at me.
it works!
And then
Shouting.
Yeah, he's totally like the mad scientist. It's all like, first I put the compound A into secret ingredient X, and then it lives.
and that's the power button. No, but failing a teleportation, are your wyverns large enough to ride you?
I mean, Jari is riding them right now, probably.
Yeah. So they're big enough. They're not big enough for Makud to ride, but the rest of you could probably manage.
Oh, so if Magoo can't ride us, it's a moot point.
Could he
I-
surf two of them at the same
Right?
time?
Not large.
Saddle them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tie his
What
feet.
is
Three
better than
wyverns.
riding one wyvern? Riding two wyverns.
Well, they're African
That's
wyverns,
like
so
a-
they're a bit stronger.
Oh, okay.
It's like the cover of a metal album right there, a minotaur riding two wyverns lashed
That's
together.
some power metal. I'm sure that's a thing. I'll find it tomorrow.
All right. So
Pair of water skis.
Yeah.
I can speak to Jari and ask him to return by tomorrow morning, and I can speak to Deante and Nahasira to see if they know exactly where the Spurned is and if they can provide us transportation. In which case, like because it could take weeks for us to find them if we have to go by foot, and I would like to avoid that if possible.
Agreed.
Yeah, we
This
should
is not
probably-
not the season to be traveling extended journeys in the desert.
That's what's going to be my next point. Is do we want to think about maybe traveling at night?
Yes. Again, like we must know where we are traveling to. He was on the move, and that's where we expected him to be. The last we saw him, so imagine he might be on his way to Ashar.
Yeah, I imagine we probably kicked up quite a hornet's nest
Mm-hmm.
with whatever we did in that city.
If he's going to lose control over the sandworms, he would probably want to try and push forward before he loses all control.
Strike now while the iron is hot.
Not even while the iron is hot, but while he still has before the pan gets too hot to handle. If he cannot control the sandworms anymore, then and it's slowly wearing away, then I haven't been able to get eyes on him since the incident. So
All right, you do your thing.
you all recover from your hangovers.
I'm fine.
I'm fine too.
Mm-hmm.
We're all fine. Look how fine we're doing together.
That is so good to hear. It was such a good idea getting this off McGridge.
It was probably one of our best ideas ever, Maku.
Oh, so good.
It is unanimous.
And only 3 people voted.
I'm not willing to commit to the notion of this as a good idea, but it is an appealing idea.
That
That
means
is-
good, Makud.
Victory.
Kind of like, sort of nudges Sugar, kind of like just shakes his shoulder a little bit. Even Sugar got in on it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I did. I'm fine to go back to work, though. It's okay. Oh,
Do you need breakfast whiskey?
God, yes, please. He'll reach for the bottle.
Alright, so we all have our plans for the day.
Yes. Predictably, I will be in the basement if you need me.
I will go to the roof and do some rituals. If we are able to teleport to the Spurned, I bought some very fancy bowls, and we can have a heroic feast before we venture out.
I'm talking about food.
could we have one anyway?
The effects of the spell that I am going to cast only last for 24 hours, and I do not wish to use it too early.
I
But
got
it
you.
is a
I will cook. I will make a heroic feast for us. And I don't need fancy bowls.
Makota's like just pulling out a gem that he never uses, and then just like at Bryn's assertion, just like puts it back inside again, and he'll wait.
Eli's
Real
fixing his hair with prestidigitation.
Does Average Minusol have diamond dust?
A little bit of diamond dust.
Do you have 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust?
So let me see. I believe so. I believe
Yeah,
I
you-
have like a couple of pounds.
You bought so much.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I thought you had like thousands of gold.
Yeah.
yeah, I've got like 5 pounds worth, whatever that is. I believe Rob said that that's about pound.
If you want to mark
Pound
off
with-
a couple ounces, I have 4 non-detection tokens.
So I have no concept
Neat.
of how heavy a pound is.
A pound of diamond dust sounds like a lot of diamond dust.
It does. I
Have we
would
ever had
probably-
a bag of sugar?
You've answered this question before, and I'm trying to remember what.
I bought bags of sugar that are kilograms.
Sure,
We'll s-
but
I'm sure I meant kilos when I said it. We'll say, give me a unit that is however many you have of it, and we'll say one of those units,
they're
like a
2.2
pound.
pounds to a kilogram, basically. So
Oh, okay. So we'll
it's
say,
smaller than that.
yeah, 2 kilos to 2 kilos is, or 2 pounds is roughly a kilo, and we'll say that that is worth 200 gold, 300 gold. Seems like a lot. 200 gold.
200 gold per kilo.
Yeah. So we'll say 100 gold per pound.
Okay. Why do you need diamond dust for your infusions?
It's for the non-detection spell. So this will allow us to remain hidden against any divination sensors or spells of other natures. So we could not be scryed upon. We would not trigger divination alarms or similar types of magic.
I see. And they require diamond dust for this spell?
25 gold pieces worth per. Yes, so 100.
Okay. I will give him half a kilo of diamond dust.
Many thanks.
You're trying to sell cocaine.
Bryn, do you need anything?
I might go to the markets later and get some stuff for this feast that I'm making.
Okay,
Do you want to come with me?
I can come. I thought it sounded like you were starting now, so he was like gonna offer to go buy stuff for you. But if you are going later, then he will still come.
Yeah, we can go together. That'll be fun.
Good.
Rob,
Yeah.
so Death's going to be in his basement the whole time, so he's not going to do role playing or anything. But he's going to spend 6 hours making 2 more of these non-detections. Already made 2. Then I would like to be able to try, and only if you think this is feasible,
Yeah.
to take a residual amount of purple worm poison that he has and mix it with some mana and see if he can like stretch it out to get more uses out of it. Technically, he's out of doses, but if he has like a very small amount, maybe he can like magic it up in some way so that there's more of it. And it's less.
Yeah, I'll say you probably wouldn't be able to just because you have no doses left, but if you get some poison, you'll definitely be able to synthesize more of it pretty easily.
So like to kind of add it as a rider onto another poison?
Yeah, so if you like get some poison, I'll say you can pretty much, spending enough time on it, just make a lot more poison without the materials.
Okay. I think I have poison. Yes, I do. I have some poison doses, so I'll try to do some like alchemist tools rolls.
Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, it's just some alchemist tools rolls. we'll say pretty easy DC 15. And then you can make a D6 more doses.
So he makes 5 more doses.
Sweet.
And would that be the 66 again, or less than that?
It depends what the poison you have that you're making.
The poison I was starting with is 1d8.
Okay.
And I'm trying to work in the purple worm poison, which was doing 66.
Yeah, okay. So we'll say 2d8 then. I think that's
Sure.
kind of
5 doses now? Sounds good. Cool.
So everyone kind of has their various business to attend to. Does feast preparations, that sort of thing. Eli heads off, but only after making sure that Makood knows that he's not going to go and drink anywhere else, but he has some work to do. And is going to go and see about helping for a while. But the day passes in with relative ease, everyone working off their hangovers.
Can I do my things?
Of course.
Okay. So first thing would be to cast sending to tell Jari that we are hoping to leave tomorrow and we require the spool. If you could return to Ashar quickly. We only need the spool, so you can use the spool and come back if you need to spend time with your wyverns, but we need the spool before we go. And that will be that message.
He'll message back and just say, I will return tonight if that is amenable.
It is amenable, so Mina will not reply.
Okay.
People really need to learn how sending works so that she doesn't have to waste spell slots going yes to things. Yeah, she'll cast sending again and be like, yes, that is amenable. Thank you very much. So that's 2 third levels down for one conversation. And
most of us don't have magic here, so
Make his sending stones.
people need to learn how sending works. It's like, hey man, Eli.
I mean, Eli's that's a fair enough point, but
and then the next sending will be to Deante, whom I am hoping has a little bit more sending etiquette. And she is going to say, we plan to hunt the Spurned soon. If you and Nahasira know his exact whereabouts and can get us there quickly, any assistance would be greatly appreciated. We are in Ashar at the Mirage.
He responds, hey, Mina baby, how's... Ow, 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 okay, ow, ow.
And his reply is...
hello?
Silence. Dope.
Can you not hear me?
They're both dead.
That was super weird.
Well, that was weird. Did you hear my message?
I could hear everything, and my little, the green bubbles in the corner were, moving when I was speaking.
Yeah, it wasn't for us at all.
But no one was responding, yeah. So, yeah, you hear Deontay reply, hey, Mina baby, ow, yes, ow, okay, that was a joke, ow. Yep, we know where he is, I can get you there. He'll say, I'll come tomorrow.
Abrashmina will cast Sending again and
Well,
say, yes,
you-
please, that would be greatly appreciated.
You can't expect him to just magically know when
Yeah,
you want him to
yeah.
come get you. If
Yeah,
anything,
no,
you
it's
shouldn't
like-
be made that clear.
I mean, that is why she said at the end of the message, we are waiting in a shower at the Mirage.
Yeah, but then he's got to spend a 7th level spell to get there.
Yeah, fine. She'll cast Sending again and say, yes, tomorrow is would be perfect. See you soon.
Excellent. Can't wait. See you later.
Oh my, and Abrashmin is going to disconnect.
He sounded like his chest was being squished a bit.
No. He's dead.
He might be dead.
Sorry, give me one moment.
She
Pardon?
turns into a dragon and sits on him.
Pretty much. That's. Well, I mean, they sort of sit on the things they like, i.e., hoards of gold. So she definitely put her head on him when he said called Mina baby.
Aww.
To be like,
Mine.
mine.
There you
Yeah.
go.
She has some feline tendencies with regards to being very selfish.
She's a
Or
dragon,
possessive rather than selfish. Yeah, she is.
man. Right. Deontay down. What else was I going to do? I am going to cast divination as a ritual.
Sure.
That's the one I want, right? Have them both prepared. Divination is the la. Sorry.
All good.
No, commune. I am casting commune as a ritual. D3 emos, short cryptic answers or Roman, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the other questions just yet, but the first one is something that Rashmina kind of popped into her head after the issues with Mama Yabu, and she's going to ask, is the Spurned considered a fey fiend or undead after his changes that he has gone through?
No.
Okay. And let's see. Did killing the elder brain break his control over the sandworms?
Over some of them.
Some of them. Okay. And
Can you teach everyone proper sending etiquette?
No.
Jesus
Impossible.
Christ.
Whoa.
Let's see. Was it the elves who hired the Barakados to raid the... Was it the moon elves that hired the Barakados to raid the butcher shop?
Yes.
Okay. And then she's going to attempt to scry on the Spurned. DC will be 18, I think? No, he's got the bonus, I think. Because she hasn't seen him personally other than through her. She's seen him through sending before.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean she now has first-hand knowledge of him, or is it still considered second-hand knowledge?
I think that's considered first hand.
Okay, DC 18 then.
Sure. He rolled a natural 4, so.
Ooh.
Right, I need to check if he does beat that actually.
In the bath we're going
What
now.
save is it?
If I have first-hand knowledge of him, it would be in 18.
No, but what's he rolling?
Oh, wisdom. Sorry.
Okay, no, he doesn't. Yeah, so your vision changes and you see like sort of zoomed in on the bug mask, like all the kind of crazy greenish purple colors that it is. The like wide eyes kind of staring out, and you see like just the hint through the kind of semi-clear eyes of like a slightly humanoid face inside, but it's hard to see anything. And it kind of zooms out, and you see him like in his robe, stabbed clutch in his hand. He's like kind of bent over slightly, and he is standing on top of a sandworm that is just barreling forward incredibly fast.
Can I tell where they are?
Do
I see any landmarks, like mountains to either side?
No.
The city lights of a shard twinkling on the horizon?
No, nothing like that, I'm afraid.
Okay. Does he look weaker or anything like that?
He definitely looks tired from his stature.
Is he just on one worm? Or are there...
Yeah, she can only see one worm, but scrying's pretty localized, so...
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think that is good. I do wonder, would Abarashmina know how much it costs in gold to hire a Barakados?
Off the top of your head, obviously it depends how long, but their like day rate is generally like 2-3 grand.
Okay.
But if you can offer them a steady salary, they generally would rather that.
That makes sense.
So it costs much more per day to hire one per day, whereas you could pay them like 100 grand a year, and they'd do it for that.
Okay, I can't think of anything else, so...
Sure.
So Abrashmina will go inside, I guess. Yeah, I think that is good. That is good. Abrashmina done. Abrashmina out!
Alrighty.
Bless you, Mike.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do on this day?
Food shop done, no problems?
Yeah, no problems.
I think Declan would go talk to Abrashmina when there's a moment. Hello, Abrashmina.
You're very quiet. She's probably up on the roof after like finishing up her communions and stuff.
I have sad news. It was you who pointed me towards the Sisters of Isthmus when I required caretaking, bringing Tira and her brother. It seems that Sister Caliber, who had taken them into her charge, has been murdered. I've already set wheels in motion to ascertain the identity of the killer, but I think I would be a fool to not ask you to consult the powers at your disposal when you can. Obviously, this is not pressing, but it would mean a great deal to me.
Of course, I would be more than happy to do this for you. Unfortunately, I did just do a little bit of communion on my own. It would be best for more accurate answers if I give it a day. It's not nice to keep poking at the god and be like, oh wait, I remembered one more thing. So they tend to not respond if you get too ASCII, I suppose. But I can... Has her body been interred, or
You
was
don't
it
think? I assume, according to the traditions of Istis, it would be.
Yeah, they would have told you that.
So this will be a question that I hadn't considered. How do the Ashari deal with our dead? Do they keep the body intact, mummify them? They don't bury them because sand.
Yeah, so it depends.
Mhm.
There's most people are just cremated,
Mhm.
but you know there are a select few that have their own traditions and that sort of thing. Some like very traditional people like to be taken out to the desert and left for carrion. Some like to be sent out in the sea. It's all different things. So. But for most people, it's they get sort of dressed up. There are some rites of He Who Watches performed over them, and then they are burned and scattered.
Burned. Okay. It would probably be too late for me to try to speak to her spirit through her body, so I won't be able to do that.
Again, it's not pressing, Abrashmina. It's something that I believe I owe her for the service she's done me.
Of course.
She was a source of great comfort to me at a time of conflict.
Are Tira and Murian okay?
They are saddened by her loss, but they are safe.
You still wish to keep them in the temple?
It seems as safe a place as any. Sister Caliber was not harmed inside the temple. She was, by all accounts, accosted on a evening constitutional.
That is unfortunate. Is that like a thing that
People getting
Ambrashmina knows
mugged in the
about?
street.
No,
Yeah.
no. Like priests or priestesses leaving the temple. It wasn't the case for Mina,
Yeah.
because
I mean, not all of them live there.
Okay. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for her then.
No.
Okay. But I will put some efforts into helping you solve this, Declan. Did she have anything that was taken of a personal nature, or was it just her effects? Or
A coin purse.
gold? That's it?
It does strike me as odd, a place such as a Shah where the people seem to hold tradition in such high regard, that someone would target a priestess.
It is odd that we are not known for, at least ones that live in the temples are not known for their wealth. The ones that live outside of the temple, however, those are the ones that you have to worry that would have the money, and then they would not be wandering alone at night. It is odd. I will help you look into this.
Thank you, Nina. Are you well?
Me? Yes, I'm well, she says, clearly surprised that you're asking.
I couldn't help it over here. Your relationship seems to have taken on a new dimension.
Yes. Yes, it has. It's good. It's good. Eli is good for me.
It does seem it. And he will be accompanying us into the desert this time.
Yes, I believe his gifts will be very useful against the sandworm, especially that sphere of his, that protective little bubble. Be very useful if somebody gets swallowed. That they could pass through a sun-firm intestinal tract without being stomach acids, and that, she says, kind of stuttering a little bit.
I know all about stomach acids.
Yes, I've been swallowed by numerous things in the Underdark. I do not wish to repeat the process. Yes, our relationship is good.
Without much guile or sensitivity, he says, "You do not fear his loss."
No, I do. Just as he fears mine. It was something that I thought about a lot while we were apart, and neither one of us have chosen easy lives. Me with you all, and he with the Six Eyes. There's always going to be an element of danger in his line of work. But, one misstep and he ended up in the Feywild for several months. And one, if things had gone down a little differently in that temple, I might be dead. If things had gone differently when we were fighting that giant eye thing, I might be dead. Those giant snakes ended us. That specter that tried to feed on Makut could have taken any one of us down. Life is too uncertain to live it in fear. Perhaps it is because I am priestess of the god of death that I do not fear it. It will come when it comes.
It's a strange life that we've chosen. And there are many who have been drawn into our orbit. Seems the gravity of our choices does so. But I respect your disposition in these matters. As you say, perhaps it is a quality of your religion, but quite prudent.
I feel, too, that we are doing the things that we do because we are making decisions and we know the weight and the cost of them. People in our lives are also making those same decisions. And if their decisions them down the same path as ours, even if they are not as well prepared or well equipped for it as we, to that choice away from them because we think we know better, weakens us both. Someone cannot grow stronger if they do not have the ability to test their strength. We are where we are because we tested our abilities against odds that we did not know that we would face. And if someone else wants to join us in that battle, then they can only lend their strength to ours. It will make us all stronger.
Well said. I hope your insight proves true.
As do I.
I'm glad to have Eli along. He is far less grating than he used to be.
You are welcome. That was a joke. It was a bad joke, but it was a joke.
Well taken. Oh, I'll leave you to your meditations.
Thank you, Declan.
That was a very nice scene. I have to say the line I would get on the t-shirt this time is Declan saying, "I know all about stomach acids."
I know all about stomach acid.
It was kind of the delivery. You were right, Rob. But there were some very pretty words in that. But that's the bit that I'm glad I was muted for.
That's the Declan in a nutshell line. You know?
Yes, absolutely. The way you delivered it, like deadpan, like it didn't phase him at all.
Yes, stomach acid.
I am familiar.
Oh, now I may not know much about all these emotions, but you bring up the subject of stomach acid, and that isn't interesting.
That is something I can relate with you, Abrashmina.
Ah, you're a
We have
fellow
that in
connoisseur
common,
of stomach
stomach
acid, are you?
We're connected.
The burning is very unpleasant. Yes, I haven't experienced it myself, but I imagine it would quite be so.
Ah, I haven't met a fellow stomach acid head in a long while.
Consider myself a purveyor of fine stomach acids.
She's lucky that he
Sommelier.
didn't pull out some of the stomach acid that he happened to have in his
Ah, PTSD! Ah!
while we're on the subject.
No. But
Such a segue into conversations people don't want to have. Just
thank you for the compliment, Dan.
not a problem. While we were out shopping, could Makud have bought some chalk?
Yes.
Good. Coloured? Variety?
There's a kids' fun pack of all
Excellent.
different types.
He is going to sit in his room and like draw on the mural that of the desert that Mina painted for him, and there's now like little figures of different people and like giant sandworms rearing out and that weird crazy, I don't know, eyeball-legged creature or whatever that we fought.
Mhm.
So
I
there's
love
just
it.
like little chalk figures because it's a pretty big mural, so it has room for a lot of adventures.
I love it. And that reminds me that I need to replace my paints. So at some point today, Abrashmina will go out to the bazaar to replace her painter's supplies. Her painting supplies.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
How
Mark
much
off
will that
a
cost me?
few silver. Depends how nice paint you want. Yeah, we'll say 5 silver.
I'll like deduct a silver for the chalk.
Okay.
If that,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Sure.
It's really nice chalk, though.
Yeah, tastes great.
Makud just like sampling the chalk. Yes, this one will do.
It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen that It's Always Sunny episode, but they all start eating chalk because it settles their stomach. I imagine Makud is something similar, just like chewing down.
Yes. I can really taste the purple.
It tastes like berries if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Purple's a fruit.
I think you're thinking of oranges, but
No, it's a Simpsons reference. You might not have watched many.
no, because I have better
Didn't get
things
TV.
to do.
I know. I was
Yeah,
hoping someone
I
would
wasn't
get
allowed
it,
to watch Simpsons for a long time.
It's one of my favourite little Simpsons quotes. Homer just going, purple. Purple's a fruit.
Very well.
Just remember that one.
So that night, there is a sort of poof sound, and Jari arrives in the basement, or in the room designated for wyvern holding. I think that's where you left a bubble for him.
We did. We left one in the basement, and we left one in the aviary. So yes,
Yeah,
that would
so-
be the one he would know about. I think.
Yeah. So he appears in the aviary, comes through, and he will just immediately like hold out the spool to you, Mina, and say, "Thank you very much."
No, thank you for keeping it safe. Do you wish to return? I can take you back. Or did he bring the wyverns with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you wish to return to the desert? I can. No, he didn't leave a bubble there, so never mind.
Yeah.
Derp, derp, derp. Yeah, we appreciate this. I know that it's troubling.
It's
You
quite
a
alright.
bit?
We will fly back out to the desert, I think.
Good. Don't suppose. Did you say anything interesting while you were out there?
No, we went far. We did not see anything of note.
Well, Makud and the others are downstairs if you wish to speak to them. Try some salve, Makurich.
He looks a little nervous. He says, I wish to clean the wyverns a little.
You do not wish to go down to... Ah, never mind. I understand. Would you like me to bring anything up for you?
No, thank you. That's alright. If Makud wishes to come and see me, though, please, he should feel free.
I will let him know that you are back. And Abarashmina will head out down to see Makud and give Makud the spool back and say that Jari is upstairs if you wish to speak to him.
I will go sometime. I'm sure he needs time to settle in or something.
Yes.
Wyverns are like can be difficult when you bring. Well, they can be difficult anytime.
I can imagine.
He has got it handled though.
Alright. So, unless there's anything else you guys would like to do this eve, we can move on.
Just would swing past Jari,
Yeah.
tussle for a bit, talk for a bit, and
Yeah.
see that everything was all good before turning in. But
Yeah.
when I like bum rush him as soon as he
Yeah,
came
yeah.
home.
Like he will sort of, show you how well they're doing and show you all the great things that are like, all the great things they've learned and how strong they look just with a little time in the desert. Yeah, they're doing well, and he seems very pleased.
I find myself not much different to the wyverns. Time in the desert does me well too. I could have done the same for you, and he kind of gives him a poke, kind of thing.
It was very good to be back. Nods.
You are doing a very good job.
Thank you, Makud. I wish you luck.
Thank you. We should be able to deal with this. I've killed worms before, it's not a problem. And then maybe next time we can ride these into battle. And he kind of like nuzzles one of them, kind of thing, like tussles with his head.
Yeah.
I don't know if these wyverns have horns or not.
Yeah, they got horns and
Yeah,
spines and stuff.
He maybe like lock horns with one of them or something.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like turns from that, kind of slaps them on the shoulder and goes, "And when these are grown up, we can get more."
He chuckles and said, "I would like that very much. These will be ready soon."
He like throws him a big grin and strolls out.
Very well. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
This is the night before.
Yes.
Going to... sorry, you probably have infusions you want to do, but
We only had
Abarashmina...
Huh? We only had one day, right?
Yeah.
I've already done.
Okay. Abarashmina is going to cast sending one more time to Deontay.
Yeah,
and
sure.
just going to ask, will you be able to take us to the Spurned tomorrow, or will you have to wait a day to recover before we can go?
I can
Because,
take.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Says,
She's wanting to double check to make sure that that there's not a delay there. Sorry, interrupting you.
No problem. He says, I can take you tomorrow. I will arrive at noon.
Okay. then we're gonna have a hero's feast tonight, boys.
Ew.
Yeah.
Then you said you're good, Dylan.
On infusion, so yeah, Declan's done all of his
Okay.
infusions. You can only do 6 hours a day.
Okay, so whenever that evening or whatever, Ambrashmina is going to get her things together to cast, gather everyone together so that she can cast Hero's Feast.
Dope.
So like taking one of like her gem encrusted bowls that she got from Devere. What did you say their name was?
Jeeve.
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 Jeeve. Okay. And she's going to like. I know that it is not the same as Holly's cooking, but well, this way we can have something a little nice together before we go off into the desert to defeat the thing that brought us all together, I suppose, in a way that is kind of strange to think about.
It is the focal point of our destiny together.
Yes. A few months ago, if you would have said that this is what my life would be, I would have thought you mad, but have been slightly jealous of the vision that you proclaimed for me. I am glad to know each and every one of you. And Abrashmina will cast Hero's Feast, and from the bowl with like a great feast will come forth. That's kind of a shari to the tea, with like all sorts of like curry spices and aromatic rice and teas and little fruit dishes and like little Turkish delight like candy dessert bar things, and just kind of like hand spread. Say, let us feast.
Oh man, I am so hungry now.
Mm-hmm.
How many lizards on sticks are there? Is it
Let's
like
see.
Komodo dragon on a stick?
For Makud, there is one section that is entirely of like lizard on the sticks, just for Makud.
Excellent.
One of them is just a giant Komodo dragon lizard thing, like the biggest, meanest lizard that Abrashmina could think of, and it is on a stick for Makud to ingest.
Gross. Excellent.
And let me find another D10. I can't seem to find. There we go. Do. Hit point maximum goes up by 14.
Awesome.
You say 14.
14. That's not temporary HP. It is blah blah blah.
Extra.
It
Real
is
HP.
extra.
Yeah.
It is real HP. So if you have to heal yourself, you get to heal up that 14.
And if Makud does heroism at the beginning, we'll be up to 20 bonus hit points.
Yes.
But if Makud does
bad.
heroin, then
Then Makud doubles his hit points. Doesn't feel any pain.
But you can't stack them, can you?
Yes, you can.
Because
Great.
this is max HP. It's max HP, not 10 HP.
Yeah, that's why Hero Feast is bowler. Because it's
Oh,
not
yes.
temporary.
I was doing temporary. My bad. How much was it? Let me just
14.
14. 14. No, no worries.
It's a high level spell and a very pretty bowl is required. It's no just no run of the mill temporary HP here.
That's right. It's some honest to goodness food of life.
I mean,
Go ahead,
It's
Jake.
no party
I
sub.
was gonna say it's not a party sub, it's a little standard.
It is not a party sub of Lathander, no. But nonetheless, It is hearty and full of Abrashmina's love for you all.
Oh. While we're eating, I think Declan would call over to Makud and say, "So Makud, on this the eve of the culmination of our destiny together, tell me, what word begins with the letter K? The curse sound."
Culmination?
I'm afraid not, my friend. That's one of the tricky ones. That begins with the letter C.
But they both make the same sound.
It's very confusing, I know.
This is silly. Why is this way?
Common is a very silly tongue.
Well, we're speaking Ashari, right?
I mean, we could be. That's up to you. And
my assumption is that we were writing in Ashari.
oh, okay.
There's a bit. I imagine it's a bit of both, to be honest.
We might do multiple sort of
Yeah.
entries for a single idea or whatever. So it might be a bit scattershot, but whatever it is. What begins with the letter K? Kissing, killing.
I mean, I do a lot of the latter of those. I imagine there's a lot of him listing things that I've seen. You have to keep correcting him.
And he finally says
kaleidoscope. Booze to keep him from getting too frustrated.
Sure. I mean, killing was the obvious one that came to mind, but it doesn't necessarily seem like something. I mean, he celebrates it to an extent, but he knows Declan doesn't. How about he would suggest something. I would imagine at some point he'd suggest something like, "How about killing, but for a cause, for the right cause?"
Perhaps. I had a suggestion. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
K is for kindness, which all mortals know.
He kind of thinks it over for a while, and you see him almost making sort of the weighing hand movements of killing and kindness, killing and kindness.
Killing is a kindness.
Killing with kindness is something Abrashmina says.
Sometimes I think he has kill people in this campaign for a kindness, but like that, the Barakados springs to mind.
And well, Maku didn't do it, but Liam's Aarakocra.
Yes, yeah, and that.
Yugi.
Makudo weighed up for a bit and goes, "I like it, kindness."
It seems appropriate for the many things that Ashar has shown me that are wonderful. Kindness of Sister Kaliba, who has left us now. The kindness that we have shown one another today at this feast. All the people of Ashar are hospitable and warm when they're not trying to put a knife in you.
I think we could do with more kindness. I think you should put kindness in the book, and then maybe more people will be kind.
So be it.
I don't know if Makuda's ever seen the sister. Have we ever?
I think you guys have stopped by once.
Yeah. I know Abrashmina was there once, so I want to say there was one time where we all went on our way to go visit the Bell Witch.
I mean, I know he mentioned that. Basically, I wanted Makud to say that she should go in the book on this page, but I don't know if you've told him at some point that she is dead, or if.
I mean, we can presume it's a long dinner, and they talked about it.
Sure. Then he will say you should put her on this page. Her name is with K?
You know, I'm not sure.
Yes, it was.
That's how I've been writing it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kaliba, Kaliba, Shakti Day.
Okay. Kindness of Kaliba.
And then like a little old priestess woman with kind face or something on the page.
Love it. Gaze for the kindness of Kaliba. Which makes the path clear.
Very cute. Big time. All right. Well, night falls finally, and you'll rest and wake the next morning still feeling emboldened by the feast. Would anyone like to do anything for the morning, or are you just waiting for...
I'll give everybody a token of non-detection and tell them to use it whenever, right before we're going to teleport. And I'll also give, I think Makud is the only person who can utilize a shield, right? Because he has a free hand.
Mina uses a shield.
No, I mean the shield token.
Oh.
Because you get a staff and a shield, Mina, right?
Yeah. I mean, Rob has used this before because Abrashmina doesn't normally have her weapon drawn.
That's true. Yeah. So I'll give a shield token to Mina and a shield token to Makud.
Yes.
I only pull out the staff whenever I have to do some healing.
And hopefully Deontay can keep himself from being detected.
Honestly, if someone detects him, they will also be detecting Nahasira, and to which I just say, good luck.
Is she coming too?
I am not certain, but if your lover was going off to fight a man who can control several sandworms, would you let him go off unobserved? I do not know if he is going to stay and help us, but you know, I did not ask him.
Love, I wouldn't be able to answer that.
You wait, what? Sorry.
I mean, I've made love, just not like on a steady basis.
Ah, yes, of course. That was not Abrashmina's reaction, by the way. It was meow meow. Sorry.
Declan's got a complicated relationship with sex. You don't want to talk about it.
No, it's okay. Abrashmina is right there with you, man. Hey, awkward conversations. High five.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Anyways, he should be here. Speaking of, he should be here around noon. Like I said, I do not know if he plans to stay and help us fight the Spurned. That is something to discuss with him whenever he gets here, I suppose. But yeah, I guess the morning is ours, technically. Yes. I'm gonna do a divination.
Okay.
About Priestess Kaliba. Or commune, whichever one. The 3-question one.
Yeah.
Commune. First question would be,
was Sister Kaliba's mugging, well, her killing, a simple mug?
A simple mugging? Yeah. I will ask that.
Yes. Yeah.
Simple mugging. Okay. Was she targeted specifically? Wait, hold on. Let me rephrase that. Was her death planned before the mugging? Like, did the person who did it intend to kill her when they sought to her?
No.
Okay.
Is the person who murdered Caliber still in a shower?
I will ask that one.
Yes.
That is enough to start. Thank you.
You are welcome.
There will be justice for Caliber!
2 weeks, though. That is a long time. Then perhaps we need to speak to your Fadida Hook. Maybe he might know something of the investigation. It is not the same district that he belongs to, but perhaps one of his friends work that area, patrol that area. Maybe they know something.
I have spoken to Fadi. He has promised to keep an eye on the situation and let me know when we return, if they discover anything.
It is good to know. Yep, that's it for me. Nah, I think. Yep.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go tinkle.
Yeah, do we want to take a quick break?
Let's take a quick break and then go kick some sandworm butt.
Yeah.
Yay!
We're back.
I'm gonna second and third guess my spell list again for like the 5th time.
Ooh. Food has no doubts in his fists. I found out something interesting the other day when I was looking at the errata for the. You know, I mentioned the other week. Well, they put out the errata for all the books.
Yeah.
The ancestral barbarian type that I'm playing, they actually buffed all of his, all of their whatever dice to 3d8 rather than, or like a d8s rather than d6s. But then the errata they suggested putting it back down again. But I've been playing off the Unearthed Arcana where there were 3d6. So not that it much matters. Not that really in the grand scheme of things. But I thought that was interesting, just like a slight nerf.
Yeah.
There were a few things to a few classes like that, but that was the one I remember.
Was there anything else major, like the healing spirit change?
No, the healing spirit was the one big kind of change, which was the one necessity. There was certainly, I think, 2 other spells mentioned that they changed, but not not anywhere near as major as that.
Is that one? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab me some. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, you go. That's fine.
I'm gonna go get some water and I'll be right back.
Wait. AJ. No. Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay. I love you too.
I
I was just gonna talk about Jade or something. That is okay.
fine.
Have you got? have you got sandworms, but as a swarm, as like the world's highest CR swarm creature?
Damn, I should have done that.
This swarm has 3,000 hit points. Good luck.
Hyped for C's game.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play a vampire hunter.
Should I be concerned?
Yeah, I'm a druid. You don't get vampire druids.
Sure.
But
They
if
do
there's
turn into bats quite often.
if there's even a slight chance that I get to become a werewolf, I'ma fucking do it. Or a werebear, or a werehog.
I had a chance. Well, I became a werebear, but I didn't really get the chance to be one for very long. Jade and C were kind of mad that their healer/tank had become a werebear.
Do it.
That was a half orc.
We got a pretty beefy healing party though.
Yeah. I'm hoping it will keep me. I am going to be so scarred, and I'm not even playing a character who like, wants to be scarred this time.
I said to C, I was like, we've all prepared clearly very well for like vampires, undead, Curse of Strahd. So you should just run Storm King's Thunder or something. But just tell us it's Curse of Strahd.
Me no resuming and arming between taking the fighter. I don't always like to play into type, but like
Yeah.
I felt like that was where it was going with this. Like everyone wanted grim backgrounds that had involved the darkness or something.
The dark.
I was Paladin.
Yes, I will be playing Reese, which I've realised that I'm going to have to roll every one of his R's, and that's going to get tired real quick.
I feel like a Welsh accent is one of the hardest to do.
It depends. A lot of people find it very hard, but I grew up around a lot of Welsh accents, so it's not too bad for me.
If I imitate Donovan, sometimes I can do it.
Yeah, I generally, I'm pretty good at voices. Not, the one thing I can't do is like that weird like throaty voice. Like I can't do Gollum or Snape, like that weird like in the throat voice. That some people can do. Yeah. But in general, I'm not too bad at accents. So.
I mean, my Welsh accent sort of doesn't go very far. It's a rough approximation when saying the easiest sentence you can say in Welsh, which is down in the valleys.
Or the only gay in the village.
There is that as well.
But yes, Reese will be Welsh, I think. He's actually from Moonsea, but that's up north.
It's now canon.
Moonsea equals Wales. He's from Hillsfar.
I have not dug in quite so deep yet. I'll have to find some time.
Yeah, I smashed out his full background today. NPCs and everything. Smashed it.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
I will probably have someone from the Order and then something else, because
the Order of the Black Rose, you say?
Yes. Yes. Lots of hours to roll in there.
Yeah. That's the thing, is I preferred the name Wyn just because Wyn is very easy to say, but Reese is not so easy to say.
I mean, you can be Wyn. I am no longer Wyn.
I may. I don't know. I'll see. Corinne prefers Reese, so I may have to stay as Reese.
Does she know that's how it's said?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same spelling as Reese from Tales from the Borderlands, which she loves, so...
Okay. I think I like Wyn better.
I like Wyn better.
But
C is the one who's going to kill my character, so...
What?
That's why I made him so handsome and Welsh, because then she won't.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no romanceable NPCs in Curse of Strahd, my dude.
No?
Just you wait.
Yeah, you've already in the name of the title of the game. There's one, so we'll be fine.
We become Strahd's harem.
Yeah.
Romance them.
Oh no, I was talking about dungeons.
Come seduce you, Strahd.
I mean, quit reading the book ahead of time, you guys.
It's like all the clerics are pulling out their holy symbols, and I'll just be like, "What's up, girl?"
So, how you do?
Joke's on you. Barovia is a huge sausage fest.
That's fine.
I don't think Rob mind.
Yeah, I don't think Rob would mind.
Yeah,
but, like, it was just the whole idea, like, the clerics pulling out her holy symbols. There was a comment on that.
I'll show you my holy symbol. That sort of joke.
You're not playing a bard.
Yeah, there's no bard in this party. What's up with that?
That's a first.
I considered it for art for this campaign 3 going bard, just so there would always be a bard. I feel like I could easily play the character as a valor bard. It'd be more or less the same thing.
Don't worry, there'll be a bard NPC if not.
There's next campaign, no cleric, no bard.
There's just going to be a guy who follows you around with a flute the whole time, and he's really not very good at it.
Apparently everybody's got like a musical instrument.
That's true. I was planning on having proficiency in a shamisen.
Electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think she already has a ocarina, I think. Or a pan flute, something like that. I can't remember which.
Just take a
Leaf whistle.
dulcimer.
It's like, hold on, guys, I gotta get my hammers.
That would be a hammer dulcimer,
Mm-hmm.
which is not the same as a dulcimer. So
Mm-hmm. Sure. Why don't you run your game?
I am. I'm just correcting you on rules. You don't know how to play a hammer dulcimer.
I do.
Neither do you.
No, but your character doesn't. It's not in their proficiencies, even if they have dulcimer. So, Deontay doesn't appear at noon. But he does appear at about noon, walking in, looking a little sandy. Already his skin is a little pink. And he comes in, he says, "Oh, this is the place, right. Wasn't sure exactly where it was, but I knew roughly. Close enough, I guess. So, sandworm killing, etc."
Yes, thank you for coming. Before we depart, we've taken special precautions to be able to disguise ourselves from detection. Have you any similar magics at your disposal?
Oh.
Spell of non-detection.
Let me fucking check. Deontay's far down on the list. Here we are. He... what level is it?
Level 3.
I was looking in the wrong place. Yeah, he does.
There you go.
Yes.
I do not need to waste 3 hours making one for him.
Well, everyone ready to go?
Yes.
Stand ready.
He's going to be able to teleport all of us?
He's very powerful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
All right, then.
Are you going to join us in the fight, or are you going to stay back?
I suppose I could lend a hand.
You would do us honor.
Yeah, sure. And he stretches. Gonna be down some big spells though, but yeah. And he'll hold out his hand.
Ambrashmino will take his and then take Eli's.
I don't like touching people, but I will take Eli's hand. And then offer it to my left.
Eli will give you a wink, Declan, and ask if it's your first time.
Please don't do that.
He grins at Makood and Bryn.
Bryn will take Declan's hand and Madar's hand.
Madar will hold out a hand for Makood.
And Makood will complete the circle, I think.
Go team.
Go team, woo!
For justice!
And you're bamfed. You appear.
Everybody use your non-detection token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn on your VBNs. You appear on a large, kind of cliff face outcropping in the middle of the desert. You can see a Shah in the distance, maybe a couple days' march away, but very close. But there is this almighty rumbling, and you'll kind of spin around, and looking in the other direction, you see a gigantic sandworm barreling towards you extremely quickly, and you see a tiny speck on top that must be the Spurned. It's a few hundred feet away at this point, and you will have a few rounds before it arrives. But let's roll initiative now.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy. Big fight, big fight.
I'm gonna throw up.
Don't do that.
Oh, that's not bad for initiative. 12.
21.
18.
Right.
18-2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, so which one of us has the better dex?
I have 3. I had 3 mod and 16 dex total.
Oh, crap. I knew there was something I meant to say. Barashmina changed out of the heavy breastplate and changed into the dope-ass clear hide thing
Oh yeah, sure.
from Tamim, because I think we figured out that it was like the same AC-wise. Just figured to be faster for her flying and what have you.
Mina, you got 12, yes?
Yes.
Declan, you got
21.
21. And who's going first out of Bryn and Makud?
Bryn.
Yeah. I thought so. I mean, having 16 in your secondary combat stat is not so bad.
No, I know. But
And I've already got 20 in Constitution and 22 in Strength. God, this character is so good!
broken.
I just don't look at the latter half of the table of stats.
And they need 3 stats.
Makud only needs 3.
He only needs strong.
He does only need stroke.
I could beat you with one hand behind my back and only 3 of my stats.
So this sandworm, does it dwarf all other sandworms and is
No,
gargantuan? No?
it is
Okay.
for a sandworm. It's a big boy, definitely, but it's maybe not even the biggest boy you've ever seen. It's just a good-sized sandworm.
Okay.
Ooh, Bryn, I just had a marvelous idea.
It's not your
Do you
turn.
really? Yeah, no, but I'm talking to Bryn. This is like Abrashmina, like very quickly as I had like a flash of inspiration, and she like turns and pulls out a scroll that we discovered in the sewers like long ago, and she will like hold it out to him and say like, if you can read the name of the sandworm from his mind, do you think you can use it to take control away from him?
Maybe?
And she'll like thrust like the little spell scroll thing that she decoded like into Bryn's hands. It's a thought. It might work. I don't know. It just came to me.
Okay.
What is a scroll of?
That spell that the dude, the dead warlock thing had, that was all like the Ynur's Bane spell.
Okay.
I know, Jade. Do you know what I'm talking about, right, Jade?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Is that the one that involved the code?
The one that you solved because you were super smart.
What are we in initiative yet?
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's you up first.
Okay. How far is the spurned?
300 feet.
Okay. Declan's going to take a token of haste and put it in Bryn's hand. He's then going to turn invisible, using the greater invisibility function of his cloak, and then dimension door onto the sandworm.
Okay. So, you are now riding the sandworm. It is going extremely fast. Please make me a dexterity saving throw.
But it's going to be hella pissed if I have to climb this thing and you could have brought me up there.
Dexterity saving throw is a 22.
A 22. Okay, you just managed to hang on. You are like, you stumble and you have to kind of grab under one of the shells. It doesn't look like, or under one of the kind of plates. It doesn't look like the Spurned has noticed you. He's standing on top of it, not holding onto anything, just staff raised.
Okay. I mean, that's my action for this round, so.
Sure.
I guess I'll use my bonus action if I still have it to insightful fighting him, just for the fuck of it.
Sure.
19 on the die for a 30.
30, yeah, for sure.
Deception roll.
Deception.
Deception, yeah. I'm
You
looking at it.
roll
Yeah,
deception.
yeah. You're fine. Yeah, you get it.
Should I
30,
roll
you
a
said.
stealth check?
Well, you'd have to hide as a bonus action, so. But you used your bonus action to insightful fighting.
Okay, can I reverse that then? Sorry.
Sure. Sure.
I don't want him to know that I'm there. That is a 27.
Oh wait, I don't do that.
A 27. Do I use as passive or do I roll? Makes
Generally,
sense.
if he's not expecting us, you would use his passive.
Okay, then you fail.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Passive perception, a 29.
Oh boy.
I didn't even make this guy, so you can't blame me.
With the
I mean,
mask
I
allowing
can.
to see things.
I was about to say, I can totally blame you, Rob.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
totally blame me. But, come on. He's got way less hit points than all the other monsters I make. Bryn.
Crack the haste,
Yep.
right? Then how far away is he?
300 feet.
Decide who I want to take with me. Crack the haste and look at Madar and see if she kind of give me an indication that she wants to go, or
She's nodding. She's like kind of bouncing on her feet, ready.
bonus action then with the Rutherford's ring, dimension door to the sandworm.
Sounds good. Dex saves.
Acrobatics.
No. Madar succeeds.
That is going to be a 20.
You succeed.
And that's my turn.
All right. Sorry, just adding. Eli and Deontay are last. Makood.
McCoon kind of like is ready, and then poof, poof, like friends just disappear, and he like turns with the worm still like quite a distance away, and like turns to Mina like, what, what? Oh, okay.
Deontay will like look at you and sort of he's preparing something, and he says, "You're with me, Makood."
Fine, Dragon Boy. Let's kick some ass. And he's gonna like basically activate his heroism thing. So I think it's 4 or 5 people. I can't rightly remember.
Yeah.
But there's like 4 or 5 people left.
Yeah.
Is Amina, Eli, me, and then Deontay, so 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely been 4 because I've definitely cast it on 4 people. So then heroism's on them. So you get refreshing 6 temporary hit points every turn for the next minute.
Who boy?
To those people. He's not really got much for a bonus.
For anybody who can turn invisible right now, non-detection protects you from true seeing or see invisibility.
As an aside.
Okie doke.
I don't think anyone else has an invisibility. Oh, I do have an invisibility token.
I have the invisibility spell. But it's not greater.
If you had, I figured maybe Bren had greater invisibility, but yeah.
And also you're immune to fear, which for a very large worm might help. I will put down the shield token that was given to me. I cannot remember any other tokens he has.
You also have a potion of mental protection, which gives you advantage on wisdom saving throws.
I have the mind control elixir. Is that what that is? Okay. And then it's ready, I guess.
Yeah. So Deontay is not quite up yet, because first it is the Spurned, who will turn where he's standing, see Bryn kind of gasp, hold out his hand to cast a spell. Bryn,
Counterspell.
Counterspell?
Yeah.
Alright.
From you?
I only have it at 3rd level. I can only do it once.
Okay.
If it's higher than 3rd level, I have to roll a Arcana check or whatever.
It's 5th level.
Oh, 19 on the die.
Boom. Alright, so his spell fails. And you see him go and like take 2 steps towards you guys, but not kind of close the distance yet, just like he's getting ready for a fight. Deontay puts a hand on your shoulder, Makud, and like pushes you forward, and together you disappear and reappear right in front of the Spurned. Sorry, what I should also say is on the Spurned's turn, the sandworm takes its movement and moves 100 feet. So it's now 200 feet away from Mina and Eli, who are the only ones left where they are. And Eli will like turn to you, Mina. So, are you ready?
As I will ever be.
Alright then. And he will dimension door you and him as well. And you guys end up about 30 feet down the sandworm from the Spurned. So everyone is kind of in front of the Spurned. Makud and Deontay, you are about 10 feet from the Spurned. Declan, Bryn, and Madar are about 30, along with Mina and Eli.
Do we need to hold on, or is that just that just for?
No, Dex saves.
Did Maku do one?
No,
I'm
from
doing
you
one
as well.
now. He
Sorry.
didn't do one.
Yeah. My apologies. Eli survives.
And this is dex saves to hold on.
Yes,
Okay.
22.
you're fine.
I got a 13, even with advantage.
So Makud, you like lose your footing and topple backwards.
Sorry, Dan.
You falling down and like grab onto the side. You're prone. You'll need to make an athletics check to climb up as your action.
Okay.
Mina, so you're going.
Do I get? Okay, it's my turn. Okay. How far away am I from the sponge? You said 30 feet
30
back.
feet. Yeah.
Okay. I was planning on dimensioning dooring me and Eli. So instead, I am going to cast.
You have wish yet?
No, I don't have wish. Sorry, I had a spell. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I would like to try and move 30 feet up to the Spurned.
Sure.
So I can get within touching distance. And Abroshmina is going to say, I know that Ashar has its problems, but I still cannot let you destroy it. And she's going to like grip onto his arm and cast Bestow Curse.
Oof. What is that nastiness
It's
do?
a wisdom saving throw, please. And I
19.
okay, yeah, he's fine then. Son of a bitch. But yeah, she tried to curse him. It doesn't matter what I was going to curse him with.
Oh,
That's
he
what she
actually has
tried to do.
advantage as well. Sorry, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, so that's her go.
Okay. So we're back to the top then. Declan.
Yes, thank you. So I know I've clarified this a couple times now, but I'm forgetting. Invisibility grants advantage on attacks, right?
You're no longer invisible because you did counterspell.
He has greater.
Greater invisibility.
Oh, you have greater. Never mind. Yes, grants you advantage on attacks.
Okay. In which case, I'll load a poisoned arrow into the Bunto's greater crossbow. Fire it. Oh, 16 on the die. With a, I'm sorry, I didn't specify, but it was a sharpshooter shot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 21?
A 21 misses.
Oh. Is he doing like any magics or anything, or what's it look like when I miss?
Yeah, so you basically, the arrow fires and he's just kind of seems to be having some physical control over the winds whipping around you, and he kind of just brushes the bolt aside and it gets lost in the sand for future archaeologists to discover.
Okay. So he magics the thing away. All right, good to know. I'm going to just adjust my position. So if he's trying to track where I am, it's a little more difficult. With my bonus action, I'll attempt to hide again.
Okay.
And this, I guess, would be against his like active like perception.
Yeah.
That is a 26.
He rolled legitimately a 27.
Great.
I apologize. So, that's what I get, I suppose. I just bashed my funny bone real hard. Bryn.
So with the token, I have to maintain concentration still.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like casting haste.
Well, fuck a duck. I'm just going to make some attacks then. That's a 26 to hit.
Is your rapier magical?
It's the defender rapier.
Sweet. 26 hits.
And a 24 to hit.
Hits.
15 points of damage on the first one. 12 on the second. And then I need him to make an intelligence saving throw, please. I cast Mind Sliver.
23.
That is a success.
I would like to mention one of the things that was in that errata was the Mind Sliver. Because it does like a D8 damage, and they put that it was D6s when you leveled it up, and that was wrong. So they made it D8s for high level castings of that spell.
Really?
Nice.
Because that's how it should have always been. Because they've got no spell that does it the other way.
Alright. I will monkey with D&D Beyond and see what that is, but that is my turn.
Okay, sweet.
Good.
Right, so how far am I from the creature, from Spurned?
So you're only about 15 feet from the Spurned, but you need to make an athletics check with your action to get back to your feet, basically. Because you're kind of hanging off the side of the sandworm. So you have to like pull yourself back out.
Okay.
Does he have advantage because of his grappling hook?
I mean, if he uses that, sure. You can use the grappling hook to pull yourself up.
That might have been my Chica way of reminding Dan that he had it.
Yeah. Is he in a position where he can use it then?
Yeah, if you like, you know, it's probably hanging off your belt or something. So if you like, let go with one hand and throw it up.
Okay. It goes up.
Yeah. So it
Finds a
like
perch.
kind of runs like a spider and then grabs onto a spot. It feels strong. Make me a quick athletics check with advantage.
+18 10 for 28.
Yes, that's good enough. So you pull yourself back up, and you're standing once again on the back of the sandworm.
Took my action?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Makut just lowers his horns a little towards him and goes, I am going to get you so good, and goes into a rage.
Alright. Madar. She charges forward. And is going to make some unarmed strikes. I'm just checking. Does she have the magic fist thing yet?
Is she above level 6?
Yes.
Then she has magic fists.
At level 6, you can punch ghosts.
Yeah.
Sweet. Then she's gonna do some punching. 21 misses, but a 28 does not. So she does 12 points of damage with one. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? I rolled a d8. Yeah. Okay. That's weird.
Depends what her level is, but yes.
Yeah, she's the same level as you guys. So D&D Beyond's telling me d8. So
Probably.
Yeah, they don't get.
I was like, Jesus. Yeah. And she will then. Yeah, that's what she's going to do for now. Then it's the Spurned go. He will turn towards Declan. And will.
You can't see me.
You failed to hide.
Right, but I'm still invisible. So if
you are still invisible. Well, that doesn't particularly matter for this attack, to be honest. So actually no, it does. He has to be able to see you. So he's going to instead go to Mina, and it's all your fault.
Bring it!
So I've got a choice for you, Abrishmina.
Mm-hmm.
Either you can try and make a wisdom saving throw, or you can choose to automatically succeed the save.
That seems like not a choice at all, Rob.
So
It's a trap.
if you choose to automatically succeed the save, you are averting your eyes from him, and you cannot look at him, and you cannot see him in any way until your next turn. However, if you do look at him, you immediately have to make the save. Or you could just try and make the save now.
I would not have any reason to look away at this juncture, so I will make the save.
Okay.
Is it
So,
a magical?
Yeah, so it's
thing?
he turns his gaze towards you, and you see like his staff flaring, and the eyes begin to light up, and you begin to feel unpleasant.
Still, even with advantage, I did not roll very well. That is upsetting. A 16 probably doesn't make it.
No, not even close. So I get, man, one of those is super harsh, so I'm gonna roll for it just in case it is that one. Oh, it is that one. Oh no, it is.
Oh no.
This is bad. Sorry, Mina. You're stunned until its next turn.
Does that mean I lose my grip on
Yeah, big time.
sandwormy things?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
moving 100 feet per round. So you're gonna go barreling off of it.
Ass over tea kettle.
Yeah, big time. And you're gonna land heavily in the sand because it's gonna take its move now, 100 feet.
Yeah.
So, you take 7, 8, 9 bludgeoning
Okay.
from the
That's
landing.
not so bad. That's not so bad. That's not so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm immediately going to get 6
Uh,
back because
yes.
of the heroism.
It's Deontay's go first. So, Deontay, being a bit more powerful than some of you all, is oh man, he sucks.
You made this character?
Yeah, he's 20, but he doesn't have much like combat stuff. He's a swindler
Yeah,
or
he spends,
a sort of charlatan. So
he spends most of his life in a dragon's bed. Like,
yeah, he's got like polymorph and power word heal, but he doesn't have anything that can like really fuck him up. Actually,
Can you polymorph the
Polymorph.
no.
Yeah.
polymorph the sandworm into an actual worm?
I mean, that was literally one of the plans I had.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
damn good plan.
Yeah, he's gonna ooh. Yeah, he's gonna cast True Polymorph
Oh shit.
on the worm.
On
A
the-
bit more powerful.
Yeah.
oof.
I mean, he's shagging a dragon. He's gotta have something.
I mean, if he's got true polymorph, he could probably polymorph himself into a dragon and then be hella useful in combat. Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like a better use of it though. So the
You're
worm
the thing that can fail.
the worm turns into a scarab beetle, and you all fall 30 feet.
Yay!
So everyone takes 9 bludgeoning again.
Can I take a deck save to have it?
No. Madar has slow fall though.
Yeah.
So she takes nothing.
I was also raging, so I just hit the sand and take 4 damage, which is underneath my heroism.
So you see the Spurned like looking around like terrified. Man, I really was not expecting for some reason to have a 20th level bard in the mix. So Mina, it's your go. You are 100 feet from everyone else.
Okay. Let's see here. Abrishmina is. Am I prone? So I'm gonna use half my movement just getting up, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 15 feet. Action. I'm 100 feet back. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt to snipe that motherfucker from 120 feet away.
That is a snipe. God damn.
Okay. That is going to be 18 on the dice plus 10 for 28 to hit.
Hits.
And that is 4d6. He's going. Oh! Hold on. Do I get extra? That's radiant damage. I get 2d10 extra on top of that. So that is 11, 14, 18.
Oh wait, you're stunned.
What? I'm stunned. Okay. I do nothing.
Sorry, I completely forgot that. Apologies.
That was a really good roll. I'm kind of upset that it
Yeah.
didn't count.
Bad luck. Eli is gonna kind of...
Abrashvina is going to cough, and a little plume of sand is gonna go.
Eli is going to pick 1 or 2.
Me,
Pick 6.
1.
Okay. He's gonna reach out a hand and summon an earth elemental. And you see there is this like swirl of the sand, and then it just forms into this like very large sort of almost genie type figure. Like the bottom half of it is swirling and spinning in like this constant dust storm, and the top half is like this very like image of this very muscular, like square, chiseled looking vaguely humanoid figure that immediately charges for charges for the Spurned, which it will go from his next turn. Excuse me. Declan, back to you.
So the Spurn just summoned an Earth Elemental?
No, Eli did.
Oh, okay. I was going to dominate the fuck out of that thing. Instead... so we know that, or we think that some of his power comes from his mask?
Maybe.
It was a theory at one point, but then we're all like, "Oh yeah, Elder Brain, maybe," but it could still be a working theory.
Okay. Well, since I probably can't hit him easily, Declan is going to try to stealth up to him and surprise him and snatch the mask off his head.
Boo.
I guess there's really no. I wouldn't get any advantage on the athletics check, right? If I was stealth.
No.
No.
Yeah. So I'll just go up and try to take it off his fucking head. How does he like a 25 grapple check?
He, I'll be honest, probably likes that very much. Oh, no, he doesn't. You have him in the grapple.
Okay. Yank it off.
You go to pull it off, and it is fused to his face.
Can I try to rip his face off?
I mean, you can. I don't feel you're strong enough to actually rip his face off. You have him grappled.
I have a +9 athletics.
Fair, but I mean, I don't think Dwayne Johnson could rip someone's face off either, to be honest. Like, just grab them by the cheeks and pull, you know.
I want to take his face off.
Yeah.
Sure.
His face.
But you certainly have him pinned to where you can start knifing his face off.
Okay, well... Yeah... Alright, I'll think about what I'll do next round. I'll have to mull this one over. Can I restrain him, though? Like, if I've got him in a grapple, his speed is 0.
Yes, that is grapple.
Okay.
You can't restrain from grapple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Put him in the figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah. So, he is going to take a legendary action. So, he will make 2 attacks against you, Declan, because you're holding him.
Disadvantage.
Indeed. However, so you see him like his like arm kind of pulse, and you see like the skin kind of split all the way down it, and like his bones kind of like pull themselves out of his arm and go backwards and start raking at your head, and like leave the sort of rest of his arm just lying there, and you see the bones are like blackened and charred. That's a natural 9 and natural 8 for a total of 25 to hit on the first one.
Good lord!
Oof. Oofa doofa.
It was
That's
20
a
what?
natural 25,
Oofa doofa.
and the second one's a 29.
That's with disadvantage.
Yeah, it was a 19 or a 12.
Well, I guess I'll shield the first one, but the second one still hits.
Sure. So you take 17 bludgeoning damage and 8 necrotic damage as his arm just like grabs hold of some of your flesh and starts doing gribbly things with it.
It's a 12 DC for the greater invisibility concentration.
Okay. Yeah, 15 on the die.
Nice. Bryn, you're up.
And you immediately get 6 hit point back because of heroism.
No.
And
That
went.
hurts.
Wait,
Huh?
Declan went
He doesn't have
before
it.
I
Oh.
went to heroism.
Oh,
and
that's
Bryn
right. He
went as
doesn't have
well.
it.
You and Makud are the
never
only
mind.
player characters who do.
Yeah,
Because
we're
we're awesome.
We're super
Dan.
smart.
Yeah, I was gonna chime and everything, but everyone like leapt on it super
I
quick.
mean,
But
no.
we had rounds to prepare.
Mhm. I was gonna pop out my wings. Anyways,
my attack.
Brian Hild.
Considering the amount of prep we did for the last fight, we did very little for this one.
Same.
The only one that has a chance of hitting is maybe the 21.
That's a miss, I'm afraid.
And then another.
Slang
intelligence
mover.
save. Yeah.
Wisdom save is that?
No, it's intelligence.
Ew. 16.
That is a fail.
Boo.
That's 15 points of psychic damage. And the next time he has to make a save before my turn, he has to take a d4. Track d4.
Nice. Okay. Makud.
Okay.
Pull yourself to your feet. You're very close to him, within a movement easily.
Right. Makud like shakes like all the way down his spine, and the sand like goes everywhere. And then instincts taking over, I guess. He is gonna horn attack this motherfucker.
Horn attack.
What are the horns on? Horns are on +10. Okay. That's an underneath a 22 or 21 or whatever, so that will miss, but he will like clash into the figure being held by an invisible figure.
Probably
And
go, careful, careful!
possibly you'd like get out of the way and it kind of like shifts him or something. He is going to bring the hammer down.
Yeah.
If you didn't turn that worm, I was totally gonna try and stun the worm and the guy with the shockwave and see if Makud could bring it down by himself.
That would be glorious.
Pretty rad. That's a 24.
24
With
hits,
a
my son.
rock. Okay, Barak is going to do
Many damages.
2d6 plus 12. That's That's 8 plus 12 for 20 damage. So he charges in and kind of they squirm out the way a little bit, possibly assisted by an invisible Declan that he doesn't perhaps entirely know is there. And then he kind of swings backhand out with Varak and strikes true for 20 damage.
Yeah. Very nice. Madar's turn. She has advantage because he's grappled, correct?
No, that's only if restrained.
Aye.
Grapple just limits movement.
Well, that's a miss. And that's a miss. So she's gonna do the thing. And use where is it? D&D Beyond. Why are you being? Yes, 1 key point to take another 2 unarmed strikes. That's a miss. That's every single one of those rolls was below 10. Jesus Christ! So she just can't quite. He's still able to defend himself from her strikes to some extent, with the sort of magic wind swirling around him, making it hard to get a hit on him. The Spurned is going to try and break the grapple on his turn.
We'll take his action.
Yes, indeedy. Mina, you're no longer stunned.
So am I rolling an opposing check every time, or maintaining?
Yes.
Actually, it goes. Oh, it goes off the initial. I thought it goes off the initial DC set, but you can roll opposing. That's fine.
I thought it rolled. Yeah, it's fine.
27.
He got a 25. He's still held.
Do I get the sense he's physically powerful?
You get the sense his body is like nothing compared to the magic that's fueling it. And so like you see like there's more of these kind of blackened bones that are like pulling out and like grabbing onto you and trying to like force you back, but you're still keeping a hold on him, even though it's like there's this disgusting bloody black bones like grabbing hold of you.
And he's been wailed on quite a bit so far, but he seems pretty resilient.
Yeah, like he's kind of absorbing most of the hits with his sort of this magic around him. Yeah,
Weird.
there's weird stuff going on, definitely.
Alright, I'm gonna get that mask off.
That is his action. If he has a bonus action or legendary stuff.
Yeah, he'll do legendary actions.
Okay. I think it has to be at the end of someone else's turn though.
Yes, yeah, it does. But he has reset them, and so we'll use them.
Yes.
It's my boy Deontay's go.
Yep.
Another true polymorph?
Yeah.
I know.
He doesn't have another true polymorph. But he does have glibness. So
That is totally useless right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. What is probably more useful though? Yeah. What is probably more useful is eye bite. So he will try eye bite.
Props.
So DC 20 save. What save? Wisdom save. That's a 29. So he succeeds that with no problem. Mina, it's your go.
Alright, Mina's going to use half her movement to get up, and she's going to then pop out her wings as like using the radiant soul, and now like the wings aren't quite as incorporeal as they were before. They're instead of just being like little like suggestions of light wings, they're like more substantial and solid, and like the light from them kind of like reflects in like the weird shimmering hide that she got. And then she's going to use her bonus action to dash and make up like the 45 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Can you only do that when healing an ally? Or...
No. It
Move it over. Okay.
says you can use your bonus action to dash, but there is a limitation of how many times she can do the dashing.
Okay, fair enough.
It
Yeah.
doesn't invoke opportunity attacks if she's using it in conjunction with healing. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
So she's now. How far did she travel?
she had 15 left, and then dashed, so 45 feet closer.
45 closer. Cool.
Yeah.
So she's
So she's-
55 feet away.
Or 65? No.
55.
You said she was 100 feet back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
55
so
plus
40
45 is 100.
Minus from 100 is 60, and then minus 5 is 55 feet away.
55. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's even better than I thought.
And if that's your go,
Mm-hmm. Can't do
then-
anything else.
Yeah. Then we have. Sorry, I'm just getting stats for the Earth Elemental because I forgot to do that last time.
Oh yeah, sure.
I have that now. So, my boy Eli is gonna point at the Spurned and tell the Earth Elemental to do some punching. And is then himself going to cast Synaptic Static
Nice.
on
Does that distinguish between foe and friend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I believe
good.
so.
I hope so. Is all.
Hey, maybe he's
On
not going to
the-
cast that. Because it doesn't look
Oh,
like
it
it does. Each
Doesn't
creature
say
in a 20
creature.
foot. No.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm thinking of Destructive Wave then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then instead, he will. Ooh. Yeah, he'll cast Blight. Actually, does more damage. Constitution saving throw. Oh, that was a bad choice. Never mind. There's no way he is failing this. But let's roll it. 32. So
Also, no way Eli would know. So.
yeah. I'm not. That was
It
just.
still takes half damage.
Yes. So that will be 22 points of necrotic damage. There we go. So yeah, you just see Eli like throw out his hands, and there's this kind of spinning, twisting vortex of black and green magic that just wraps around the Spurned, who like screams and kind of, but manages to sort of throw off the majority of the pain. Declan.
Earth Elemental.
Important mechanical question.
Earth Elemental.
Oh,
What?
sorry, Earth Elemental. Yeah, my bad.
Sorry, buddy.
No.
The Earth Elemental is going to run over and make 2 slam attacks. Miss. Hey, hit. Oh, damn. That's a big hit. 19 bludgeoning damage. As it just runs over and absolutely socks him. Sorry, Dylan. Declan's go now.
That's okay. So, mechanical question. I think normally speaking, when you're in a grapple, you can use, if you have multiple attacks, you can use one to maintain your grapple and the other to attack. Declan only gets one attack. But because he's like a trained grappler sort of guy, like, you know, athletic wrestler type dude, would you let me do a grapple check as a bonus action? And then, like basically what I want to do is maintain my grapple and try to cut the mask off his face?
I think you only have to maintain your grapple if they are challenging it, and they have to challenge it on your turn, on their turn rather.
Yeah.
So you, as long as you have a free hand to grapple with, you can do something on your turn with your other hand.
And the way I'm envisioning it is like he's behind him with one leg wrapped, either leg wrapped around the front of him and like an armor across the neck, and he's pulling out his dagger and trying to cut the mask off his head.
Yeah. So they have to use that action to escape.
Okay, so I don't have to do anything.
That's why we're saying maintaining the grapple. I think it usually comes on the original grapple check instead instead of rolling again every time, but possibly, but
That's
I may be wrong. So basically, I think you have your action. You just have to give up a hand to continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Oh, but I have advantage because I'm so invisible. Yeah. Okay, that's 29.
Yeah. You begin like cutting into his face. Oh, is that to hit? Sorry.
Like sneak attack damage on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you have advantage.
$29 points of damage.
29 points. Yeah.
And I'll use the short sword of just so it's a magical weapon.
Yeah. So I mean, you're definitely making a start. You're not going to be able to cut all the way around like in one go while also holding him, but he's definitely screaming in pain. So that's a bonus. He is going to use his 2 legendary actions again at the end of yours to take 2 more attacks against you, Declan. That's going to be a 34 to hit and a natural 1.
Well, no point in shielding with my last shield, so I guess I'll just take it like the bitch I am.
So you take 27 bludgeoning and 11 necrotic.
Owie. Well,
You have evasion.
my hit points, so.
Dodge.
Evasion? Dodge?
Oh yeah, I can do that. God damn it. What was the first one? Or what was the total there?
It was only 1 hit, 27 and 11 necrotic.
Yeah.
Okay. So 38. So I gain back
19.
What's that?
19.
19? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, uncanny dodge, isn't it? Evasion is the dex thing.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible rogue. Sorry. Not as bad as I was.
Bryn.
23 to hit and 26 to hit.
Both hit.
8, 10, and then I need another intelligence save.
I'll just do the
first-
damage.
This is the first save he's had to make since.
Intelligence save, you said?
Yeah.
19?
Damn it. Alright, that's my go.
Alright. Makood.
So Makood is up there along with Bryn and Madar and an Earth Elemental and Declan Invisible on this guy's back. Can I? Do you want me to roll maybe, or does he see that like the mask is like being stretched and cut into and that?
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can
thing?
you can see that.
I mean, if you can see that, like, Declan kind of cutting away at it, like, maybe Makood could just try to fucking rip it off.
Yeah. I just rolled an 18 on an int check, even with -2.
Yeah.
That's a 16. So like he
you-
realizes kind of what is going on. Hopefully, and Makood is gonna like hammer in one hand. He's gonna grab onto the mask. I imagine he can do it with like his entire hand, basically. Just like get the fingers in there, and then he is gonna start pulling.
Alright, make an athletics check.
Can I try to give him advantage by, like opposing with my own strength? I guess he has advantage already because he's raging.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's fair.
It's okay. Oh, that was a fucking woeful. Even with like +10 to athletics, that was a 16 on.
Yeah, so you
Which I
feel
imagine does nothing.
it rip under your fingers, and it's beginning to kind of pull up, and you see like the bottom of his jaw like the bone exposed, and it's like this black, bloody, fleshy thing. You haven't got it all the way off, but you're starting to.
Does that count as a grapple as one of his attacks and he gets another go, or does he get more?
Sure.
Okay. He will redouble his efforts. Ooh. That is 26 this time.
26 hits.
Oh, that was another grapple. Will pull off the mask.
Apologies.
I can hit him instead if you.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah. You pull, and then there's like this snap, and the mask just comes off, leaving basically this exposed black skull covered in like dripping bits of flesh and blood. The mouth opens to scream, and you see like the tongue wagging in the skull. But he stays alive somehow and continues like flailing and struggling against Declan.
Bit like all black.
Yeah.
All underneath.
It looks charred.
Right.
Yeah. Madar is gonna like kind of do wide staring eyes and go for a stunning strike. This prob's not gonna go off. She misses the attack, so she'll go for another one. She misses the attack. Man, she's having it rough.
Is there any observed change in his power or demeanor once the mask comes off?
Nothing you've noticed. He seems more in pain, but apart from that, the Spurned is going to. Let's have a look. See. He is going to cast a spell on Declan.
Does it require sight?
It does, goddammit. So he is going to instead attack Declan. And so he will make 2 attacks. Does a 29 hit.
Yeah, it does.
And does a 34 hit.
No, it misses actually.
Oh, damn it. Okay. The first one you take 2, 9, 11, 20 bludgeoning damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, that's good. 20.
That's a fail. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 20 hit points.
Okay, if I take half damage, does that reduce the amount that I
It will.
have my maximum reduced by?
Yes.
Okay, well I will do that.
And then the second hit.
And concentrate on being invisibles.
Oh yeah, 10 for that one.
Yeah. Save.
Sure. You need and then 29 bludgeoning on the second one, and another Constitution saving throw, please.
That's a fail.
Okay. Your hit point max is reduced by 29.
So a total of 39 reduction?
Yes.
Okay.
So you feel like this kind of dark magic like pouring through your veins. You can see like the veins kind of in your neck and your arms where he's like scratching at you are beginning to like turn black, like some Tony Stark shit, like all across you, your skin, and you feel maybe worse than you've ever felt, or at least close to, as he's grabbing you.
Bad news.
Deontay, seeing that Declan's in trouble, is gonna point and laugh. He's gonna pull out a big gun. And well, yeah, he probably wouldn't do that actually. He's smart enough to know that none of the spells seem to be working particularly well. So he is going to cast Damn, all he has is AoEs. Who made this guy?
Charm person.
Yeah. He is going to cast Healing Word at 3rd level on Declan.
Yay.
So you heal 2, 5, 7, 19 hit points you heal. That's his bonus action, and for his action, he's going to try and smack the Spurned with a short sword. He actually hits. Holy shit! He's actually very. He's very.
Spurned.
Oh no! It's not a magic sword, so the Spurned is immune to it.
20th level bard without a magic sword.
Yeah.
Not a combat guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, he will, shag anyone with a pulse, but he can't do much in a fight.
I mean, he already did a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's, that was a big crowd control moment, I suppose. Mina. You're 55 feet away.
55 feet away. Do I see that the mask is off from this distance?
Sure.
Okay. And everyone is still kind of like bunched around him, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't flame strike him. And I don't think I could probably tell that Declan is taking as nasty a hits as he is. But gonna move up the 30 feet so that I am within 25, and I am none of those are really good. He's prone on the ground still, right? Or is he just he's not prone, he's just
No.
just wrestling with Declan.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna guiding bolt then.
Well, righty then.
I'm going to use my inspiration recap to ignore that one and roll. That's gonna miss. A 19 probably misses.
Yeah.
Yeah, guiding bolt goes wide. That was my action. Bonus action is gonna be to pout, I guess.
Oof.
Oofa doofa.
Oofa doofa.
But now I see that Declan's real fucked up.
Yeah. Eli is going to use his magical secret to cast Flesh to Stone. So we get a con save, which the Spurned absolutely decimates, rolling a 34.
Jesus.
But he was trying to, use up a legendary resistance, so poor guy. However, what I'm going to call MVP, Earth Elemental, gonna come in smashing with a 24 to hit and a 25 to hit. Boom. That's what we're talking about right there. 7 bludgeoning on the first and 15 on the second. Look at that. That's how you do it. Then at the end of Eli's go, the Spurned in his desperation is going to use his 2 legendary actions to attack Declan again. He is he's not doing well. 27 to hit.
You're?
That's I have disadvantage, don't I? That is it's 27 or a 30, and a 35 or a that's not a good roll. 26.
I will take both of those because I can't shield with 26.
Okay. So you take 26 bludgeoning.
Okay, I will have that 13.
And well, you'd have the whole attack, so 26 bludgeoning plus 5 necrotic, so 31 half to 15. And then on the second one, you take 22 bludgeoning and 14 necrotic, so 34. No, 36. My apologies.
Okay.
As I am reminded in IM, do you think you can fail a concentration check so I can actually see you to heal you?
I'll try. Yes, that one does fail.
Because just realize I can't see how badly Declan needs healing because
I mean, there's probably a pool of blood.
maybe.
But there is like 4 people and an earth elemental, and she's still 30 feet
Yeah,
away.
I'm well out of sight. But now I can see Declan's getting the shit torn out of him.
It's bad news.
It's good news.
You have a potion.
Bro, but I'm using all my hands right now, so I can't think.
All 3 of them. Declan, it is your go.
Okay, insightful fighting, since I no longer have advantage. That is a 29 against his deception.
Oh, against my deception, you say? I can't.
He has
I
plus
can't.
20
I can't get
everything.
that high.
Okay. Yeah, rolling. Natural 20.
Dope. Dope, 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 dope.
Let's see how this shakes out. So that's 14d6. Sorry, 55 points of damage.
Oh boy.
Right?
He is now bloodied.
Jesus.
Well done. That was a good hit. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Is that your turn?
Next turn, so you know.
Yeah. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Bryn.
Sweet. So I rolled a 2, a 5, and a Kraken.
Boom. Crackety crack. Can we get everyone rolling a crit this round? We've got 2 out of 2 so far.
Around, so no,
Oh shit.
it's
Okay.
not gonna happen.
Right. Stunning strike on Dan.
And that is just going to be a measly 21 points of damage.
That's what I like to hear.
And I do need a save of the intelligence variety.
Oh, natural 20. Which I'm legally obliged to tell you brings his save to a total of 25.
I mean, not legally. You don't tell me anything, but thank you for letting me know. I feel like we're bonding here. But that is my go.
Okay. Makood. Go on, baby.
Just to give you a small hope in hell that I'll crit, I'm gonna reckless
Yeah.
these attacks because why
Go,
not?
buddy,
He's
go on.
not being
Are they your
hit.
white dice? Are they your
Go
white
on,
dice?
What, one of them? Yes.
Go on,
Okay.
Go on.
So he tosses the mask to the sandy ground beneath him, redoubles his grip on the hammer, and
You can do
attempts
it.
to hit him.
Go on.
That's a 15 and a 10
Fuck.
with advantage. A 15 and a 4. Sorry, buddy. So 10 plus 13 for 23, and then 15 plus 13 for 28.
Was it not 15 and a 10 on the first one?
It was the same dice that rolled 15 twice,
Yeah.
and then the other one.
So it's a 28 on both to hit.
It's a lot. I can't remember the
Yeah.
dice now.
It's 28 on both. Yeah, they hit. 2 hits.
8 plus 12 again for 20. And 22. Oh, plus, sorry, that was reckless. I didn't say Great Weapon Master.
You
I just
didn't.
completely forgot about it. It's fine. So 22. Marsh, as he repeatedly strikes the man with the hammer.
Alright. Spurned isn't looking great. The last couple of rounds have been real rough for him, and his magic is sort of starting to sputter out a little bit. And so Madar is going to go in. All guns blazing. Rolls a 2. Rolls a 3.
No.
Legitimately. Spends a key point for that one. Flurry of blows. Rolls a 19. Boom.
Stunning strike?
Stunning strike. Click that one down.
I mean, you say that like any DC has not been passed this
Yeah.
entire combat.
True.
He
That's
has
true.
3 legendary resistance that he hasn't used yet.
That is a con save too, isn't it? Never mind.
Yeah, which he has plus many too. Holy shit, she hits with another one. Those are d6s. That's a 12 damage and 11 damage. So 23 all up. Plus Spurn has to make a save. Con save is going to be a 27. But that is going to be yeah. He's looking pretty rough. Like slowly, his limbs, his movements are getting slower and everything. But now he can see Declan. So he's gonna do that spell he was gonna do before. Please don't counter it. Please don't counter it. Please
I got it countered.
don't. Okay. It's an 8th level spell.
Well, I could count it higher.
I mean,
What would the DC be?
It'd be 18, wouldn't it?
yep.
Yes.
15. Yeah, I got this.
Got it, dude.
An 18 on the die.
Yay!
So, and you have a negative, right?
It's just myself.
Bryn does have negative charisma, you're right.
Yeah, I do. I have so much negative charisma.
Just let me feeble mind Declan. It's the ultimate torture.
Oh my no.
Oh.
No, that's a total.
I've been
That'd be-
foiled twice already. Deontay. He's gonna feeble mind Declan.
The ultimate betrayal.
Oh, I just remembered something.
Well, keep remembering it.
The stuff that was happening to Declan that was reducing his hit points, that's not a disease or a poison, is it?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no. Okay then, never mind.
I have a thing that proofs me against that. Don't I?
The Hero's Feast right now.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're right. I also have another thing that I never remember. But yeah.
Yeah. Deontay is going to cast. What would be smart? What would be smart? Yeah, he'll go for another eye bite to try and burn through those thingies. Eye bites or wisdom or calm? Wisdom. Holy shit. He fails. The Spurned failed to save. Legendary resistance. Let's move on. Mina.
Okay, it is my go. I can see that Declan is in a bad way of it now that he is visible again. Yes?
Yes,
He looks bad?
he does.
Okay.
I am down 26 hit points from 122.
Oh boy. Abarashmina is going to pull out the Staff of Veil and the little golden twisty thing up at the top. I can't remember how Rob described the thing on it. She's going to cast Heal. And you will just heal 70 hit points.
How many
Not
is your
past the
max
level.
reduced by?
Huh?
I'm reduced by quite a bit. I can only heal up to 83 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I
But
mean,
that is
60
you're at
odd,
83.
better than nothing, so.
that is a lot better than I was.
is that the highest you can go? 83? Okay. Then I do want to ask this for future reference. Does her mantle healing come into play with healing? Because I didn't roll to heal. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Not that it matters because
In
you're at
this
your max.
instance, yeah.
But that's good to know
Okay.
for next time. That is my action. For my bonus action, cast Spiritual Weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
And Ramiel is gonna drop down behind and lay down the boom, I hope.
Here comes
Here comes the 25 to hit.
That's exactly what that song sounds like. Yeah, that hits.
And that is going to be
Here comes the boys from the south.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, what's
7 points of force damage. But because I have activated Radiant Soul, he's going to take an additional 12 radiant damage.
Big oof.
Do I get to roll that for the mantle, the extra radiant for the mantle with that?
Yeah.
In the same turn that she's rolled extra healing for the heal.
I didn't roll extra healing for the heal.
I know, but you normally would have been able to.
Yeah.
That's what I argued, like.
Yeah, maybe that's one thing we need to look at. I don't know. They're all
So
broken.
when attuned to this item, whenever you deal radiant damage, you deal an additional 2d12 radiant. In addition, whenever you cast a spell to perform healing, you heal an additional 2d10. So it says in addition to. That's up to Rob.
Yeah, I mean that's cool as it's written. So
okay.
Go for it.
I'm cool not having it. It's nice having.
Fine. Then don't have it.
Something though. Okay. I won't have it then. Because Dan's all like, it's broken.
I mean, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is.
They all are.
I mean, let me have something broken. You have something broken too.
This from the man who turned into a giant made of fire one time.
Yeah.
Or this from Makud, who actually physically can't die.
I mean, I'm not Yova. Like, I've not even used the charms. I have to use an action to use the charms. I don't get heal and, radiant damage on anything I do.
Yeah, well, actually, to be fair, maybe we say because you cast heal. To get the benefit, you have to cast heal, right? So, and you can't cast heal and spiritual weapon in a turn.
I can't. That's right, I can't.
Yeah.
So the damage doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Fixed it.
Yep.
I'm smart.
I keep forgetting that.
It's fine. End of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
She already cast spiritual weapon, so I think she can bonus action just use it to hit someone.
It just hit someone.
I just was trying to cast it, and then as Rob pointed out to me, I can't cast 2 spells that aren't cantrips, so that was me being a dum-dum.
I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw from you, Declan, as the Spurned is like, you feel this strange kind of energy begin washing over you. Pouring out of the Spurned's strange, twisted skeleton body.
22.
Oh, DC 23, my man.
Oh, no.
I can only pass that with a natural 20.
Oh, I'm sorry. You rolled 19, you were like, awesome. Okay, you are stunned until its next turn.
Okay.
And then its other action is one of these like claw hands is going to fly out and grab hold of Who do I not like? We'll say Bryn.
I mean, it is a tiny little wheedly guy. I don't think he could reach out and really grab McCoon.
No, it's the who do I not like? Is
Yeah.
What I said.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
22 does it.
You
These
take
both legendary actions.
yeah. 23 bludgeoning and 14 necrotic. 37 total.
I don't think you can take 2 separate legendary actions in the after the same person's turn, but you can just do it after the next person's turn.
Sure. My
Sure,
apologies.
yeah.
I've been doing that all the way through the fight, so my apologies.
Well, I don't know what it can do, and sometimes you
Yeah, no,
you have at least
totally.
3
That's
legendary points, and things can.
no, I'm
cost 1,
not
2, or 3,
I'm not blaming
so-
you for that. I'm saying I've been fucking it up the whole fight. My
Okay.
apologies.
23 bludgeoning and something necrotic.
14 necrotic.
14 necro. Okay.
Is the necro reducing her stuff? Does she make a save for that?
Not in this instance. That's only when
Okay.
it uses its main.
I see. I see.
Eli. Oh man, I hate NPCs. I don't know why I always make them. Eli is gonna Eldritch Blurst. That's a natural 2. So that's his turn.
He gets like 3 more. 2 more. 2 more.
It's 3 more. It's 2 more currently. Does he actually
It's-
make those attacks, or is it all
Yeah.
or nothing? Oh, okay.
They're all
sweet.
separate bolts for Eldritch Blast. They're not like Firebolt where it just ups the damage.
Nice. That's a miss.
This point, you
and
have
that's
3.
a miss. Yeah, he's missed all 3.
You have to be like level 17 to get 4.
Yes.
Now you have the Earth Elemental.
Earth Elemental. 15 misses. 15 misses. Okay. So that was a dud round for NPCs. Unfortunately, the Spurned does not count as a object or structure.
Declan?
Declan, yes. Thank you.
I'm stunned, right? So I do nothing.
Yes.
Oh!
Bryn.
You natural 1. The 22 misses, but I imagine the 26 hits, right?
Both hit.
Oh, okay. Surprise! And let's throw in some defensive flourish since he seems to want to hit me now.
Yeah, he does.
That's fine. I mean, that's whatever he wants to do. Alright. So that is 18 on the first hit, 10 on the second, and then I need a wisdom save as I cast Dissonant Whispers.
17.
That's a fail.
Legendary resistance.
Alright.
He's only got 1 left. Oh, actually, wait. Exact same roll, never mind. He has advantage on spell stuff. That's the one thing I always forget. McCood. He's looking real rough,
Sure.
but he's
Do it, buddy.
broken free.
Of the grapple.
Indeed.
He has like a real high AC. I don't know how much Great Weapon is gonna help in this situation, but I think he's gonna go for it anyway, and he's gonna reckless, and he's gonna pound this guy repeatedly into the dirt. Oh boy, that's a 20 and an 18 on the first dice, and the reckless.
Natural 20, Dan?
I actually rolled 2 from the
God.
reckless. Both of them, crit. they're all coming in.
Go on, Dan.
Never happen again.
See him off.
Never, never, ever. Oh, and because I can actually use for like the first time the brutal critical thing. Okay, so
Do it.
that's. Are you just doubling dice?
Yeah, whatever you
Yeah.
want, man.
9 double to 18 plus 12 for 30 plus another 10 for the Great Weapon Master for 40 plus a brutal critical dice for 44 from the first hit.
Fuck.
And
Dan,
yeah,
I just want to tell you that. Never mind. Actually, just yeah.
okay. 8 double to 16 plus 12 for 36 plus another 10 for 46 plus a d6, which is a 6 for 52 damage.
So that's 96 damage in a round. God damn.
Yes.
Describe how you kill the Spurned.
So, with lots of weird blackened bones, probably piercing Declan, almost, and like Declan stunned on his like the back of this creature, almost. I imagine like Makud raises the hammer in both hands and in a sort of like jackhammer fashion, just like brings it down on him, probably horrible crunching noises and broken body and the excess bones kind of fracturing to a point. And Makud, seeing weakness, just like swings the hammer around again and brings it down back on top of him, just jackhammering this guy into the ground with insane levels of might and fury.
Yeah. You see just bones scatter and there's like a crackle and they all begin to like dissolve into dust, just forming a layer on top of the sand. Every part of the clothing, the staff, everything just falls into nothing. And the mask you see like sitting where it is on the sand. Jesus Christ. The mask you see sitting where it is on the sand slowly kind of seems to like sink into it as it turns to dust as well. And the Spurned is no more. And that's where we'll end the session.